story. When I woke up, I was in the shape of a fish in the river. Why do you look like a fish, and who are you in the first place? While leaving only the memory of being human in the previous life and being puzzled by the loss of all memories of himself, the days of hunting for prey to live in the world to live have begun. And it seems that this small fish can become a dragon as it evolves. When I heard that from the skill of voice of heaven and had the purpose of living, I went to enjoy this world. This story is about a small fish aiming to become a dragon. Genre - action adventure comedy fantasy seinen. I woke up. However, the surroundings are blurry and I don't know what it is. My eyes should be open and functioning, but why is it so blurry? I'm pretty confident in my good eyesight. Sight 1.8. Well, it's not something I'm proud of, I know, but I don't know. What is this? My eyes are open and my body is moving. HNNNNNG. I can't close my eyes. WHWHWHY. Wait a second. What the heck is going on? My hands. It's moved. Good, it's okay. And my legs are moving? Somehow it's kinda weird. It's frustrating that I can't see what's going on. I can move my mouth too. That's okay for the time being. Let's moving on. Well, I kinda hate this. What the heck, man? What kind of being am I to be? Yesterday I slept on my bedroom, then. Did I sleep at home yesterday? Oh man, I can't remember anything. My body is hard to move. Something is touching me, but I can't see anything. It's okay. Calm down, don't panic, I'll manage to escape from this place. Okay, calm down and don't panic, I said so to myself and laughed. Alright, here we go. Somehow it's easier to move my body. I can do it. Hell yeah. Something is cracked off. It seems I got out of something. Good grief, to make me do some effort and experiencing this. I'll give you some applause for that. What is that? Eggs? There is an unmistakable eggs. There are hundreds of other eggs of the same size, but there is nothing inside, and it seems that they have all gone out. Does that mean? Am I the last? No, that's a bit wait. What the heck has happened to me? My home? Why, where is my house? Snap it out, me. It's time to sort out the situation. Calm down me. So I can't close my eyes, I can feel my arms but it can't reach my head. And I feel something is wrong with my legs. First, I should check my body. I bend my body with all my strength and take a look at my legs. There was a fish tail there. It's a tail. So I become a fish? Who kind of sickhead believe this effing nonsense? No shit. So that's why it feels like I'm floating. I can see there is a ground. So is this the bottom of the water? The heck? How should I live? Who am I? What the fish is going on? Do you want to confirm your specific race? There. That scared the shit out of me. WHWH. Where the heck is that sound came from? Do you want to confirm your specific race? Who are you? Are you on my side or what? Screw it. Anyone please explain this situation. Oh yay, that race confirmation. Please. Bluefish, juvenile. A small blue fish, a rare fish that is said to live only in rivers. Its rarity is not uncommon, and it is rarely found in adult's form. Therefore, the surrounding area is full of its natural predator, endangered species. The last endangered species? There should be a tons of juveniles, but I think they are preyed on before they grow up. Wait a second. I should have asked it. Why is a fish with such an surprisingly normal name an endangered species? Do you want to display the status? Yes, please do it. Race, bluefish, juvenile. LV, 15, HP, 3/3, MP, 55. Attack power, 4. Defense, 8. Magical power, 2. Agility, 13. Special skills, voice of heaven, voice of sky. Rare species benefits, skill, Big Eater Luminous. Yeah, I don't know the standard at all, but I know my race is really weak. The heck? Do you want to kill me? It is shown with LV, but what happens when it reaches max? You can evolve when the LV reaches the upper limit. Is it like an RPG game? Maybe this world is like that? The Sword and Magic world or something like that? Heaven's Sky's voice doesn't answer this kind of question. How lonely. If it said there is a evolution, I can't get out of the river anyway, right? Why I wasn't born into a terrestrial creature. Bluefish can become a dragon as it continues to evolve. Hold up. Really? Then I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Isn't it that? It's like a carp becoming a dragon. I feel like I'm really lucky. No, the current situation is really hopeless. A Nissan, Magikarp from Pokemon if you want the reference came from. I feel like the voice of heaven seems to be a little off. It's not my fault, isn't it? Me. Whatever. First of all, I have to make sure what I can do. What is this rare species benefits? Rare species benefits. Benefits given to a pure individuals rarely born from bluefish. LV growth rate is faster. Skills proficiency is easier to increase. Isn't that amazing? What the heck is pure individual? Well, as long as I get the benefit of it I don't mind it, so let me thank you. And next is Yume, Begita and Luminous. Tell me all at once. Begita dash. It can prey on objects smaller than its own size. Luminous. It reflects sunlight with its own scales, giving the effect of dazzling to subject. So that's it? No matter how I think about it, it seems that I can only pray after making the enemy's eyes blinded. Hold up? Doesn't that mean I have no other way to attack than consume my prey? Question mark. Do I have to eat something raw as fish with human reason in this undeveloped/unknown land? What kind of torture is this? Hey, voice of heaven, tell me how to get experience points. In the case for monsters, experience points can be obtained by preying on the defeated target. I wonder if I should eat it after all. For the time being, I knew that nothing would start if I keep staying here. I decided to move from where I was born. However, I'm still wary of my surroundings. I will try to find a prey that I can hunt while hiding in the shadow of the rock as much as possible. Everything looked so big because my body was still small, but I'm swimming and it feels like I'm flying in the sky and it's really fun. It's not that bad, isn't it? But if I swam recklessly, they gonna think that I am their enemy or something. Where is my prey? I'd like to try my skills. Found them. Did fish have a habit to gather around in the light sunlight? Is it possible to lure enemies with the luminous skill? Should I? Let's do it. How do you use your skills? Dunno. Luminous. It was surprisingly easy to activate it by thinking about it. It seems that it was easy to execute because I was in a sunny place. The scales exposed to sunlight emit strong light. It's quite dazzling to my eyes, but somehow I'm quite calm and not surprised by it. After about 1 minute, the effect of light emission's duration was off. Well, I wondered what happened and checked the surroundings, but I couldn't find any of my prey. Isn't those fish gathering in the light just now? I thought it was a good idea, but I'm pretty sure it was fail. You got experience points. Say what? I'm not doing anything. You got experience points. LV up +1. Hold your fishes a second. How the flea? No. Isn't it a good thing? But I'm really scared because I don't know the reason I got the EXP. That's what I mean. After that, more and more experience points come in. Heck happens, the experience points come in just like breathing. But what I know, I get the XP if I prey on my enemies, right? If I prey on them, right? But I haven't eat any of them. The fudge, man. That's scary. If I supposed to eat something, but I haven't. Then, what did I just eat? Invisible food? And what does the small fish eat again? Plankton. No, just by eating plankton then got the experience points and raised my LV is too much as benefit, isn't it? Isn't that awesome? Well, it's good for me, but this is another matter. You got experience points. Your LV is now 4. Yes, thank you very much. That's right. The light emitted from Luminous earlier. I couldn't collect the smaller fish as prey, but I was able to collect the plankton. Perhaps the reason why these fish gather in the light is because plankton gather first and then fish come to eat it. I wonder if my assumption is correct. I can't see plankton. That's quite normal if someone told me that. Hooray, I can raise the LV very easily. Luminous is awesome. Thank you for their benefits. I mean, it's just before evolution phase. Right? Sweet. But I wonder if I can really fight in the actual battle. I'm worried. There is another skill, Big Eater, was it? I'd like to use it but, well, should I evolve quickly and be able to fight comfortably? I use their Luminous, again to scrape up the surrounding plankton. I won't be able to do it if the other enemies comes, so after collecting the plankton, I'll go to another place then prey on them again. Then I got bunch of experience points. LV is now max. Evolution is possible. Display the current status. Race, bluefish, juvenile. Apparently it can mean larvae too. LV, 55. HP, 715. MP, 725. Attack power, 12. Defense, 16. Magical power, 6. Agility, 20. Special skills. Voice of Heaven. Rare species benefits. Skill, Big Eater Luminous. Ooh, this is sweet. I was wondering what would happen at one point, but it wouldn't take long for me to become a dragon. But I don't see any other creatures in such a big river. I wonder why. Maybe because I'm still small, and from a human perspective, this river may be very small. I haven't seen any of my natural predator since then. I wonder what my natural enemy is. Heavenly voice. Are there any of them in this area? No reaction. How I would know any of them if I haven't met any of them? Oh well, I shouldn't just rely on the voice of heaven alone. I request it from now on. Evolution. Will you evolve? Fish. Yeah, I will. Choose your evolution path. I can choose? I don't care as long as I can become a dragon. Well, could you show me? Isn't there a lot of different traces of creatures that I can choose from? Wow, I want to go ashore soon. Evolution destination. Bluefish, small adult. Bluefish, small guppy. Is that it? No, the race hasn't changed. Isn't it just the size that has changed? Why am I retorting myself like this? It doesn't matter as long I can grows up. What's the difference? I have no idea what it means to evolve into a guppy size. Tell me the truth. Heavenly voice. Tell me more about evolution. There are two types of evolution, a type that evolves quickly and a type that evolves slowly. If you evolve quickly, you can gain power at an early stage, but if the evolution path catches up with the type that evolves slowly, you will be fatally inferior in status. The slow evolving type is always at risk until it has evolved. However, the individual who survived it will not be behind anything. In evolution, it is possible to grow and change races of the same race, but if it does not reach a certain value, it is not possible to change races. I see. In other words, if I want to be stronger, don't take a shortcut and do it carefully. This is an option, a type that evolves slowly. No, if I evolves in a hurry and becomes a dragon, compared to the ones who evolve slowly and become a dragon too, it's likely that they look alike. But I don't like being a dragon with the pebble power. That's why I chose the slow evolving type. Before that, let's check about bluefish, small guppy. You can do it, right? Heavenly voice. Bluefish, small guppy dash. A figure of a small blue fish that has grown a little larger. It is a high-class ingredient and very exquisite, but it is an endangered species and fishing it is prohibited. I am a high-class ingredient. I'm embarrassed. Don't lower my survival probability that low. If you can lower it any further, I can't really survive. This is bad. Really bad. I'm a high-class food ingredient before I becomes an adult, so when I becomes an adult, I'll become a national treasure class high-class ingredient, right? The cause of being designated as an endangered species is human beings. Whether I evolves quickly and gains power immediately, or evolves slowly and becomes stronger with accumulate abilities. I think I want to become the strongest dragon by slow evolve path. I mean, become the weakest among the same dragon species. Absolutely scale I'ma be a strong dragon steadily. After I said all that, but I don't think it's okay to evolve too late because I haven't found any foe around here. It seems my growth stuck if I just eating plankton. Well then, that's why I'll evolve. I chose the evolution path. Bluefish, small guppy. I can see that my body deforming. I felt a little bit relieved because it didn't seem to cause any pain just because I changed my body. I regret that I'm unable to see the former body that I'm used to. It seems that my evolution has been done. Shiny scales on a white body. It seems that my body is bigger than before, but it seems that only the size has changed and no other changes can be seen. How about the status? Race, bluefish, guppy. LV, 1/12. HP, 7/10. MP, 715. Attack power, 8. Defense, 16. Magical power, 4. Agility, 19. Special skills. Voice of Heaven. Rare species benefits. Skill. Big Eater, Luminous. Hoa. Nothing in particular has changed. Welp, but me LV revert to LV1, my attack power drops significantly. What the scale? My defense power hasn't changed at all. And also, my agility is reduced by 1 point. Oi, this is bad, isn't it? Isn't it pretty much other side around? Is there really a benefit for the slow evolving type? Anyway, I have to collect more experience points. Luminous. This is dazzling. Even I also taking the damage. Well, it's much stronger than before. It wasn't that dazzling when I used it before, but this time it's so much too dazzling. In case of emergency, I thought I'd run away with this, but I don't think it's a good thing. To debuff myself, right? Acquired dazzle resistance. Seriously? What the fish is that? Well, I think I understand what it mean. Somehow, this will make me not dazzled by myself, right? Well, thank you. But I think it's a bit weird that I affected by my own skill, and then you just put the resistance for it? Goddamn barnacle. You got experience points. Shut the fins up. But with this, I won't self-destruct with my own skills. Right? If I keep up with this attack style, it might be better to try it when I acquire a new skill. It wouldn't be fascinating if I do as a suicide bomb attack in a bunch of crowd. Even so, experience points are coming in more and more. LV doesn't go up that fast, but it's kind of cheap to get experience points just by breathing. Well, that's fine. Let's enjoy it where we can enjoy it. That's right. Should I try to use Big Eater? It seems that I can prey on enemies smaller than my body size, but I don't want to risk myself too much. I don't see any big enemy right now, but what's the deal? This skill will works with my mouth? It's my own skill, so I hope this skill is useful to attacking. But if it's a let me down skill, I'll be distressed. I really meant it. Oh, okay. Shall we do it? Big Eater. The moment I used the skill, I felt that the mouth shape of the fish transforming, become like the mouth of a beast. It doesn't hurt, but what's this unimaginable sense of bizarreness? What the scallop is this? Oh my, Aratilda, my mouth slitted sideways. What am I, Kakai's or something? Slit-mouthed woman, a malevolent spirit or yokai maybe? Oh right, I can eat prey smaller than my size. I'm convinced with this. Come to think of it, plankton are gathering around me, right? I can't see it, but if I gather it with this mouth, will it come in without their consent? Chomp. You have gained experience points. LV is now 3. Azomi. It went up 2 level at once. Isn't this really efficient? Then there is only one thing to do. Use Luminous again to collect plankton and aimlessly bite with Big Eater. It's not like I want to eat but if I can accumulate experience points, anything is fine. In the first place, this is slow evolution path and more exposed to dangerous situations, and it is not like became the adult species quickly as any help either. Gotta go fast as possible. In a flash. I want to raise the LV and become a dragon. By the way, what is my current status? Race, Bluefish, Guppy. LV, 3/12 HP, 1017. MP, 923. Attack power, 14. Defense, 19. Magical power, 7. Agility, 23. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Big Eater, Luminous, Resistance. Dazzle. Is it this easy to raise the status? It seems I don't have any magical aptitude. Even though my MP is quite a lot, isn't my magic power is too low? Is this world of magic? Wow, fantasy. What can a dragon do? Breath? No, it's that too casual. If allowed, I want a skill like Thunderstorm or something like that. I don't know if I can do it. Speaking of which, isn't my HP and MP recovered really fast since the evolution? I haven't taken a break. I didn't do anything. Is it natural recovery skill? But I don't have that skill. How? Physical strength and MP can be recovered along with experience points when preying on enemies. Recovery is possible with sleep, rest, and recovery medicine. Thank you for the explanation. I see. Is this the reason why that sudden HP and MP is recovering? I can't use recovery medicine now, and the only thing I can recover immediately is predation. I'll plead to you to find the appetizing and delicious prey. I shouldn't begging for such a luxurious lifestyle in this kind of situation. It's been several hours since I've been eating invisible plankton. It seems that since I evolved it has become difficult for the LV to rise, and the amount of experience points that can be obtained doesn't change no matter how many times I loiter around in the light area. Maybe this area doesn't have many plankton? Well, it's not even night. It's kinda bright and maybe I can't collect that much in this area. Can it be used even at night? But the explanation says sunlight, so it seems difficult to use moonlight. But the moon is shining because of sunlight, right? Then I think it's okay. Make this skill very be flexible. Aside from that, It's been a long time since I evolved. What is my status now? Race, bluefish, guppy, LV, 6/12 HP, 923 MP, 930 seconds. Attack power, 18. Defense, 25. Magical power, 10. Agility, 27. Is it folded up? Only 3 LV is increased. Should I move on to find a big prey? It's a little inconvenient that I don't have a mirror or anything to measure my size. If you don't know this, you won't know which ones you can eat and which ones you can't. There is a big rock in front of me that I can hide, but if I go further even a little I'll end up in the ocean. It's a river though. I feel that the water flow is quite fast, and I'm a little worried whether my body can withstand this water flow. Besides, even if I move, I don't know where the safe place to move. I think it's possible to stay here and continue eating plankton, but I want to somehow evolve one more by night. There is nothing to do and no choice but to look for prey. Okay. Then, first, let's get out of the shade of the rock and see if I can withstand the water current. I decided to move from where I used to be and get out of the ledge, hold my breath and make a decision. And I slowly show my face. The moment I go out to a place where there is a stream of water, I can feel the sensation of being thrown. Oh, stupid me. Remember the fish characteristics and act like one. Is there a guy who thrusts into the water stream to the side until half of his body? Isn't that stupid? Dear stupid me. No. I managed to get back in shape and swim towards the stream. By doing so, the water pressure received decreased and I managed to move. That was bad. If I hit a waterfall like this, I'll die in a second. Seems like I've been washed away. With this flow, it seems difficult to return to the place I just started. Moving on. Is there any prey? Look around. At first glance, I couldn't find anything that looked like a living thing, but I could find something moving in the shadow of the rock. Looking at the place from a distance, there was a small school of fish. Their body is small and they are acting in groups of about 20 fishes. Their brown back and white belly are impressive, and it is probably the closest to Medico among the fish I know. Japanese rice fish. Ooh, what's that? It's like a killer fish. I found it. You have no choice but to prey on this using a big eater. I thought about preying on the flock before they noticed me, and when I look straight, I can approach at a faster speed than I imagined, and I'm a little nervous. So fast. I tried to move forward with my intuition, but I'm moving forward with great momentum. If this is the case, I can easily eat that killer fish. I wonder what is that look-alike Medica fish called here? Malnago. Tokyo bittling fish. They often act in groups of 10 to 20 fishes. The body is as small as 10 centimeters, but the soft tail fin of Malnago is very sharp, can easily cut a person's finger. It is a high-class ingredient, and it is said that fried fish made of Malnago is more delicious than fried fish of any fish. You too. Are you also a high-class ingredient too? Is this a coincidence? I think not. So they are Tanago. I thought it was a Medica because it wasn't round. Alright. Anyway, be my experience point. Malnago. Big Eater. Activate the Big Eater and open my mouth. When I opened my mouth, 2 Malnago jumped into my mouth easily, as it seemed to have a slight suction effect. Close my mouth and prey on it, gouge on it, then chomp them up. Raw fish. Oh, but it doesn't smell fishy. I feel bad for them, but, I mean, as a former human being, I'm reluctant to do this. Hey, it doesn't taste that good. Or rather, let me cook it first. You have gained experience points. LV is now 8. Whoa. It's really going up. I ate 2 of them at the same time. I think I can evolve again if I eat about 5 more. Scale yeah. Malnago-san, prepare yourself. Would you like to be eaten now? When I looked at Malnago, the remaining 18 were looking at me. Everyone's mouth is agape and their bodies are shaking. Then, something like fangs grew on their mouth, and the tail fin shined silver. When a Malnago shook its tail fin toward the rock broke. The rock falls to the bottom of the river, raises sand smoke and rolls around. The rock was cut neatly and shined as if it had been processed by a stone cutter. Strategy change. Let's go with hit and run tactics. Begin. Go. The severed rock sinks to the bottom. The moment I saw it, I turned my tail fin back and let the flow of water flow and escaped with all my might. Malnago seems to be chasing me after all, but there may be individual differences. There were slow fishes and fast fishes, and the slow fishes seem to stop chasing after leaving it to the fast fishes. There are a total of 7 Malnigo chasing after me. There are quite a lot. Damn it. What is that sharpness? It's even impossible with a Japanese sword. Heave voice. What is that skill? Part strengthening. Sharp dash. A skill that transforms a part of one's body into a sharp knife. MP consumption is high if it is sustained. That skill is a foul against the habit of such a small fish. I only have a large eater, and luminous, here and they. That's right, there is luminous. They must be looking at me now. Then it will be dazzling. Luminous. I will receive the sunlight on my body and reflect it toward Malnigo. Before, this light emission caused damage to me, but now I can block the effect with dazzle resistance. It flashing with strong light for a moment, but the light soon converges. This time I can see the front properly. Looking at the Malnigo, it seems that the effect of light emission is apparent, and I was wandering around. I can't see their front line. In this gap, I charge back at them and eats 3 Malnigo with a big eater. The nearby Malnigo doesn't seem to know what's going on and tries to escape from the place, but at a slower rate. I have gained experience points. LV is now 11. Take that, fish. Foo-fa-foo. Malnigo. Wasn't they too impatient? The inside of this fish here is human. You can't lose to fish in a brain battle. Well, I was helped by my skill though. I rush into Malnigo, whose eyesight hasn't recovered yet, and eat it with a large eater. This time there are 2. I was quite far away from the rest of the Malnigo while I was eating, but the result is kinda fair to me. You have gained experience points. LV has reached max. I'd like to prey on the rest of the male Tanigo, but the LV won't go up and it's okay this time. Alright. Disperse. I decided to hide at a distance while the effect of light emission was working. Even if I prey on it anymore, I will not get any experience points, so I should avoid unnecessary killing. I managed to find a place to settle down. This time in the grass. It's grass or maybe a kind of aquatic plants. It was a surprisingly light battle. I wasn't hit by that tail fin because of my skill. It was really helpful. I haven't recovered my physical strength yet. Even if it evolves or the LV goes up, it seems that HP and MP do not fully recover like games. I need to be careful. What is my current status? Race, bluefish, guppy. LV, 12/12, HP, 25/31, MP, 25/42. Attack power, 24. Defense, 35. Magical power, 15. Agility, 35. It's not growing that much. Well, it may be a good one for a guppy. Well, so what? It's a step up from now on. Heavenly voice. Please tell me the evolution path. Will you evolve? Yup. Choose an evolution path. Evolution path. Bluefish, small adult. Bluefish, adult size. We are planning to evolve slowly and accumulate more and more power, so please evolve to bluefish, small adult. When I chose the evolution path, I felt that my body had grown again. The scales become thick and a little difficult to move. I feel that the fins have changed from round to elongated, and the tail fins have become a little harder. Alright, the voice of heaven. First, tell me about bluefish. Bluefish, small adult dash. A few individuals that have grown from larvae to adults. The scales become thicker and the body becomes slightly stiff, but as it grows larger, the reduced body turns. The body is stiff, and it will not be afraid with a slight attack. It is a high-class ingredient and is often served by the royal family, but it is no longer served in cooking after being designated as an endangered species. That's good. I didn't become a national treasure class high-class food. Well, I don't really like the sound of it. Isn't it because of my mind as human being designated as an endangered species? Is there a royal family? I'm grateful that human information can be read from such a place. I'll definitely meet you someday. Alright, then show me my status. Race, bluefish, small adult. LV, 120. HP, 25/35. MP, 25/39. Attack power, 19. Defense, 30. Magical power, 10. Agility, 19. Special skills. Voice of heaven, rare species benefits. Skill, large eater, luminous, partial body strengthening, sharp, resistance. Dazzle. After all that I'm back to LV1. Various things have fallen. The defense power remains high, but this agility has dropped a lot. I think the agility has dropped because the scales have become thicker. Holy crap, there is partial body strengthening. Sharp. Will this cut the rocks too? I did it. With this, I can fight even if some strong guys come out. Well, I've never met a guy bigger than me, but it may come out someday, and I have to polish my fins. I have no choice but to try it out. Partial body strengthening, sharp. There was a feeling that the tail fin became stiff when activated. Try hitting the tail fin against nearby rock. Then click. It made a noise and ended up with only a small scratch on the rock. Just that. Those men ago was able to cut it. Why? I thought it might be that I didn't have enough LV, but from the way I got experience points, Malnago should have been the same LV as me. Even though they have the same skill, they have completely different powers when used. Isn't it a scam? I tried using it twice more, but the power was almost the same, and it ended up just scratching the rock. If I give up and lose how to use the skills, you will notice that your body is sluggish. The heck? Oh, maybe. Race, Bluefish, small adult, LV, 120, HP, 2535, MP, 539, attack power, 19, defense, 30, magical power, 10, agility, 19. MP consumption is intense. I wonder if it'd use about 6 MP to use it once. I can't abuse it as it is now. Maybe I'm using a little more MP to maintain it. You got experience points. LV is now 2. Plankton. Time passed and it was already nighttime when I was raising the initial LV with Plankton. I'm tired of slashing the rocks, so I decided to take a rest in a small gap in the rock. The initial LV increase from Plankton is weak, but as the beginning, I would like to be able to safely increase the LV. Thanks to that, my current LV is 3, and my status has risen a little. As expected from Mr. Plankton. It's dark, but it's not so hard to see. But it's really hard to see. I don't know if the blackfish is moving. It's better to keep quiet at night like this. I also want to recover HP and MP. It seems that I can recover just by resting my body like this, so it's best to rest when I can. Do I need to sleep? I'm not drowsy, but I've heard that fish sleep, so maybe I can sleep. But I feel awkward that I can't close my eyes because I was a human being before. How can I sleep with my eyes open? Can I lower my second eyelid? I can't do it, even if I used my inner will. I've nothing to do. Lot of free time. Looking back, I often ate Malnago without hesitation. No, I thought it was bad after eating them. I didn't expect it to hit that far. I had no choice but to do it. I was almost chopped up too. Well, I'm quitting being humans, and the instinct of this race called Bluefish has won. Yes, let's do that. I never meant to eat them. It can't be helped because it's instinct. Even now, it seems that their partial body strengthening, sharp, of that Malnago can be prevented. I don't know because I haven't taken any damage yet. I wonder if it hurts. I think it hurts. Shit. If it's a status table where I can distribute points as you please, I'll be the defensive type. I hate it hurts. Well, what should I do tomorrow? Well, I'm raising the LV. I also want to go to Malnago's school to raise my experience. It's still full of crowd, and there are many other herds. Oh, by the way, it's night, but can I use luminous? I can't see the moonlight. It's just a weak light. Is it impossible if the sky is cloudy? Let's give up. You got experience points. LV is now 4. Plankton who frolic around even on such a night. Actually, it just comes into my mouth without permission. But next is 20. It looks like it's a little far from evolution. It's the next evolution path. Is it medium because it is small now? But the one that evolved faster was bigger. So I think we can change races next time. This will gonna be fun. I'll do my best. I'm flying swim fast. I'm breathing through my lungs. HNNNG. What the hell are you breathing in with your lungs? I thought for myself and laughed. That reminds me, this body is inconvenient after all. Of course, I can't make tools, but above all, I have no taste buds. It's so sad. I don't know if the fish have tastes, but I don't feel it at all. Well, it's almost only round. That's right. I don't have a taste. Do you want to see my tongue? It's a bone, exactly the same as the material around the mouth. As a bonus, it's small. I can't move it, so I'm wondering why it's attached. I want to eat rice. Oh, and also miso soup. Does my mental power have weakened because a body that can't chew? Am I going crazy? Appetite is one of the 3 major human desires. Thinking about it, you guys are amazing fish. I'll change my mind. to experience such pain on the first day of reincarnation. This is bad. Alright, let's stop thinking. After that, I didn't think about anything and tried to sleep, but I still couldn't sleep well. I'm not a hermit, so I can't sleep with my eyes open unless I fainted. So I didn't do and didn't think about anything. I just waited for the morning to come. I'm too free, I want to eat rice. Morning. It's finally getting brighter. There was nothing in particular and I was able to greet the morning normally, so I was a little out of scale. Well, I hope it's not dangerous. By the dawn, the LV had risen one step further. I will check the status for the time being. Race, bluefish, small adult, LV, 520, HP, 5151, MP, 6060, attack power, 28, defense, 44, magical power, 15, agility, 24, special skills, voice of heaven, rare species benefits, skill, big eater, luminous, partial body strengthening, sharp, resistance, dazzle. The defense power is still insanely high. I feel that HP and MP are extremely a lot. I can't say anything because I don't know the standard, but isn't it amazing that this LV has 50 or more HP? I mean, shouldn't we just ask Heavenly Voice about this? Heavenly Voice, please tell me, because bluefish are easy to dead, their stats tend to rise. Fear shit. I'm just an unlucky race. Well, I really want to graduate from bluefish quickly. It seems that it will not be possible to go out to the ground unless I evolves a few steps later. Yeah, I'm just shocked. Normally I'd like to raise and drop this heavenly voice. I'm not good at raising it without permission. I'm basically raising it because of my misunderstanding. There is also a tendency to acquire many skills instead of being deadbeat. No. The voice of heaven. I don't need that kind of follow-up. Please stop, because I feel miserable when I raise it and drop it. Don't worry, I got experience points. Read the water plankton. It's dark. It should be around dawn, but the place I am now is pitch black. At night, I could see the scenery around, but now I couldn't even see any scenery, and this dark space was melting my body. Jaya, gotta go. Even if it said this race's scales are hard, this is impossible. Don't fish with me. Why did this happen? It goes back a few moments ago. A few moments ago. Mile ago. Where are they? I thought they still there because it was quite crowded, but it seems I quite mistaken. I didn't find it difficult to find a flock of fish. From that point on, I was heading toward the upper stream that reaches the river, turning my body according to the water flow. Of course, I also want experience points, so I'm proceeding while searching for Malnago. But I can't find any enemy that seems to be my prey. My current LV is 7. I'm steadily raising the LV with the help of plankton, but it's still inefficient. Even if I stay here, I'm quite free, so I'll move from here. I feel that there are few fish in this river. Dunno if this is river or not. Bashashashasha. Oh, I heard the sound of fish splashing the water surface. It's pretty close. Over there. With that in mind, the moment I tried to head in the direction of the sound, a horde of Malnago rushed towards me. How many are they? Around 200. My eyes are full of Malnago and I can't see anything in front of me. I couldn't cope with the sudden situation, and I couldn't prey on any of them because it's kinda a chaotic situation. What the flying fish? I didn't receive any damage. Malnago just passed by me, and I could only look stunned at their back. But what happened to these Malnago? I was a little impressed that they was trying to escape from something. Looking back on the direction in which Malnago came, the foo fish, there was a rainbow trout-like fish in front of me, which was about 10 times larger than my size. For the first time, I was surprised to see a creature bigger than myself, and the rainbow trout was suddenly open its mouth and try to prey on me, and I couldn't escape. Om nom chomp. Surprisingly, my body muscles were atrophied, so I couldn't cope with the situation in the moment, and I was easily eaten by it. It was poured with water, but the water went somewhere and only I went through the esophagus. So, I was in this rainbow trout's stomach right now. Present time in the stomach. I was impatient with the feeling that the scales on my right side were melting, but I was wondering if I could escape. Damn it. Am I gonna die in this kind of place? It's the second day since I reincarnated. Heavenly voice. Isn't my fate seems too harsh? Ah, the Malnago. Ye should tell me. I'm gonna swim away. If I knew this guy was coming. I try to move my body while cursing, but the rainbow trout's stomach is surprisingly small and I can't go wild that much. Fortunately, it's still going to take some time to digest. However, I can't just relax yet. Let's check the skills that can be used now. Luminous. Cannot be used because there is no light. Rejected. Big Eater. There is no prey smaller than me. Rejected. Partial body strengthening. Sharp. This is the only one, I thought. But I can't expect any effect because I can't move that much in this condition. But I have to do it with this. The only thing that can be moved is my head and tail. I can only move the tail sideways. Hey. This place is getting hard to breathe. As I was searching for an escape method, I noticed that it was getting harder and harder to breathe. That should be it. Even though I don't have enough water to take in oxygen, this is in this guy's stomach. Rainbow trout cannot send oxygen into the stomach. There is no problem yet. But the damage was steadily accumulating on the body. HP is gradually scraped for the proof. This is bad. I tried to activate it on my tail for the time being. But the range that can be moved is too small. It's just that. Good shit. Did my scales break already? It's dark and I'm not sure, but it seems that my scales melted with its stomach acid and reached my muscle. Immediately lift the body with my head and tail and turn it over. It didn't go well, but I managed to reverse it in the third try. The scales on the left side of the body are still safe, so I should have some more time. Think me. There must be something. In addition, I'm on the safe side for a while, so I can think calmly. However, I can't think of any ideas like this. During that time, stomach acid was rampant, and the scales on the left side of my body became a little hot. It seems like the scales won't hold it anymore. The impatience is gradually increasing. At that time, I remembered the first time I fought against Malnego. Speaking of which, that Malnego. When I first met him, his fangs were sharp. Hold a fricking second. Did they use their skills not only for their tails and fins but also for their fangs? What I can do is, if I can use partial body strengthening, sharp, on my fangs, I think the power of the Big Eater will increase. It doesn't have to be around my size only. If I use it as a means of attack, it should be a sufficient weapon. I don't have time. If this plan fail, I will definitely be the food for this rainbow trout. I hurriedly use partial body strengthening, sharp, for my fangs and use Big Eater to open my mouth. Then, without worrying about the stomach acid at all, my face is turned down and it clings to the stomach. The sharp, slightly longer fangs grabbed its stomach easily. After that, close my mouth with the power of my enlarged jaws. The fangs tore the stomach and damaged the internal organs that were outside this space. My aim is the belly part that goes directly below the stomach. This is how I'll go through the bonus areas while clinging to them. The sharp fangs and the power of the jaws of the Big Eater can dig through the meat as if digging the soil. The rainbow trout seems to be terribly rampaging, unable to withstand the attack, but I don't care. Dig down, down. Down anyway. When I got stuck 11 times in total, the light came into my eyes. Bite again and widen the escape exit. The escape exit was narrow, but I managed to crawl out by twisting myself. I came out in a bright place and noticed that my tail fin was gone. Perhaps it was melted when I'm inside that trout. All the other fins seem to have melted away, and my scales are not visible, but I can reassure that most of it heavily damaged. When I saw the rainbow trout that ate me, it was dying with its belly facing up. Apparently, I destroyed its airbag in the belly, and it sank to the bottom of the river without rising. I gasp. I gasp. I gasp. Hey, oh yeah. Well, I'm forget that I can't swim normally without all of my fins. I don't think this is going to be this exhausting. You have gained experience points. LV is now max. Evolution is possible. Display the current status. Race, bluefish. Small adult, LV, 2020, HP, 12124, MP, 9180, attack power, 54, defense, 90, magical power, 34, agility, 39, special skills, voice of heaven, rare species benefits, skill, Big Eater, luminous, partial body strengthening, sharp, resistance. Dazzle. Seriously? Was I a superior creature or what? I only eat that much, but how much is the experience point when predating? Experience points are given from the opponent's meat. The more meat you eat, the more experience you get. Whoa. Thank you for the explanation. Mr. Heaven's voice. This is that, isn't it? Does it mean that I can earn more experience points if I can eat all of this? Experience points are also accumulated in a part of the meat. I didn't know because I had eaten my prey in one bite until now. Look at my HP, screw that, I'm almost dead. Oh, I forgot. It's hard to move with this body. Let's evolve for the time being. I wonder if my tail will come back when I evolves. I hope it will come back. Heavenly voice. Please. Will you evolve? Yes. Choose your evolution path. Evolution path. Bluefish, adult size, and rain base. Oh look. A new variant has appeared. Woohoo. It's base, isn't it? It sounds cool. Base? Is this alright? I feel like my skill's going to be strong. Oh, when I grows aside from a bluefish path, the adult size path is going to be shipped. I'm excited about the new race, but the evolution path I chose is already a solid decision. For the time being, I'm gonna evolve into a bluefish, adult size. I will take the evolution path bluefish, adult size, without hesitation. I feel that my body grows subtly, but I don't feel any pain at all. The scales grew and returned to their original shape, and the tail fins also returned. The color is also white, and the body size is about 3 times larger than before. The scales are shaped like a rhombus divided in half and are quite unique just by looking at its unevenness. The tail fin, pectoral fin, and dorsal fin become longer and resemble a sea fish. And one noteworthy point appeared. 2 small beards, about 2 centimeters long and slender, were growing from the side of my mouth. Awesome. It's a beard. Now that I think about it, a dragon also have those 2 long beards. It's still not long as them, but I can see the way that my evolving path to become a dragon. This is Dabsto. And tilde. I'm revived. Woohoo. Now I can swim again. If I couldn't evolve by raising the LV with this, I had to live on by eating plankton alone. At least I'm glad I'm still alive. Oh, before I forget, let's check the characteristics of this guy. Bluefish, adult size dash, a rare individual who's grown toward the adulthood to the limit. A small beard grows on the mouth. As a proof, the scales become thicker and the unevenness becomes noticeable. The body is very stiff, and it will not be afraid with a slight attack. It is a legendary high-class ingredient that only be told in fairy tales. It is said that what you eat this fish you can gain the eternal life, but it is a straight-out lie. Oi, what the swimming flea is this? From national treasure class high-class food and now legendary high-class food. Aren't you skip the stairs too much? It feels like I kick the ball straight from my goalie to the foe's goalie and score. It's a foul, right? And what kind of race am I that always regarded as food ingredient? I don't give a scallop about that, damn it. I don't want to know that I'm the legendary class ingredient either. Even though I complained, in the end my destiny is stoned as food for other. What if someone who believes the fairy tale comes? They won't just found me and let me go. But it seems that the hardness has become insanely strong. If that's the case, I can repel the attack of Malnago, right? How much is my defense now? Race, bluefish, adult size, LV, 120, HP, 1252, MP, 1991. Attack power, 39, defense, 53, magical power, 21, agility, 11, special skills, voice of heaven, rare species benefits, skill, big eater, luminous, partial body strengthening, sharp, partial body strengthening, hard, resistance, dazzle, strong acid. What the fun? One more new skill and resistance, partial body strengthening, hard. It sounds like raising the defense power, and strong acid resistance. Was its stomach acid a strong acid? Well, my scales melt very quickly at that time. HNGGGH, my movement speed is so slow. And GG my body feels like a log. This is an urgent need to raise the LV. Well, there is a lump of experience points there. Right? Let's eat. Using Big Eater and partial body strengthening, sharp, I begins to bite and devour the meat like when I ate his belly before. As I grew bigger, my mouth became bigger and my jaw became stronger, so I was able to eat the meat easily. While eating, I heard many times the sound of gaining experience points. It's a little noisy. While I enjoying my meal, a small flock of Malnago was aiming for this rainbow trout, so I dazzled them with the luminous, and got some experience point as if it were a snack. I don't hesitate because I remember eating fish even when I was a human. I almost finished eating the meat, but I couldn't chew the big bones such as the spine. I tried eating the soft bones of the ribs, but it didn't seem to be included as experience point. Burp. Thank you for the meal. I was able to finish it. Where did that meat go on my body? I ate everything. Oh. Don't tell me. Maybe it's been converted to experience points and it's a big benefit. Now, let's check my status. Race, bluefish, adult size, LV, 1820, HP, 105 105, MP, 163 attack power, 67, defense, 112, magical power, 43, agility, 42. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits, Skill, Big Eater, Luminous, Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Resistance, Dazzle, Strong Acid. Ha 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 ha, I'm completely replenished. No. The LV has gone up quite a bit. That rainbow trout. I don't want to meet your kind anymore, but if I can hunt them easily, I want to proactively hunt them. Well. There aren't many creatures in this river. Oops, that's right. I forgot to check my skills. I wanted to eat quickly. Be patient, so let's check it. First of all, from Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, a skill that increases the hardness of a part of your body. The more MP you use, the harder it gets, but the less agile you get. I can be the moving fortress. All right. In my case, it might be good because I have a lot of MP. I wonder if there is an opportunity to use it. Well, let's hope it can be used in the future. Next is Strong Acid Resistance. Strong Acid can withstand strong acidic attacks. It wasn't because that guy that I got the resistance, but from I did my best. But that battle was a great learning experience. Skills can be combined and used together. I don't know how long it can be activated together, but the skill seems to be the strong weapon depending on how it is used. It's F pain in the fin to activate, Big Eater, and Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, together many times. Isn't it possible to use it together in one shot? Do you want to establish a new skill by synthesizing Big Eater and Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp? You can do that? I'll do it. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on a second. A new skill, Big Eater, and Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, Fangjaw Gagakui got. Big Eater, and Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, will be discarded. You did it. I should asked if the former skills would disappear after synthesizing it. No, I can't go back. Sigh, this is quite shocking. Even if the Big Eater is good, Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, will be discarded, was insanely inconvenient. I also wanted to cut rocks like Malnago. Fangtooth, let's check it out. Fangtooth skill to recreate strong jaw with a very sharp fangs in the mouth. The heck is that? Isn't that scary? But this is stronger than using a large eater and Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, together, isn't it? No strong jaws were added in the description. I see, this is synthetist skills. Well, as long I get the stronger skill. Isn't that fine? But from now on, I have to be careful when synthesizing. Let's be really careful. Alright, let's use the skill that I just learned and activate it once. I was hurt by the luminous before. I won't repeat the same mistake anymore, right? Leave it to me. Fangtooth. When I activated it, the teeth in my mouth became longer, and the mouth still widened like it tears apart. Seen from the side, it might be a little grotesque. I can't see it, but I don't want to see it, so I don't care. Yup. The impression is that only the length of the teeth changes. It seems that it can be used normally even in actual battles. Alright, let's go for a bite for or a trial cut. Just kidding. I'll looking forward to it. Since the position of the sun is roughly above me, it is probably around noon at this time. 1 hour had passed since looking for prey. I witnessed a horde of Malnago in the morning, so the horde is swimming in the direction to escape, but I can't see them at all. I don't even notice them. Phew. Okay, now it's a horde of fish, not the school of fish anymore. Come on, can y'all at least stay a little bit longer? Even if it is that Malnago, it seems that I can eat them with a single bite. I think Fangtooth wouldn't take any action here. I just need 2 more LV to evolve again. That makes kinda impatient. Hunting is no longer my main objective, but searching for prey is my objective for now. Is it possible to obtain the sensing the surrounding kind of ability? My skills have decreased. I want to evolve and increase them. Even if I swim while complaining, no prey comes out. I'm starting to wonder if it's strange that they didn't show up as far as I swimming around. Perhaps there is no living being thing around here for some reason. This is a different world. Such a thing is kind of understandable for another worlds. Yeah, this is a different world, isn't it? I don't have this kind of ability before, and I wonder if the royal family exist. Maybe because this is a different world. There is possibly a evolution path toward that. Seems I wasn't really interested in light novels in my previous world. What I know is I've reincarnated into a small fish and lost my memory, but I remember being a human being. It's a strange feeling. There was a sound of something moving. As soon as I checked the surroundings and searching around to find who made that sound, my eyes met them immediately. The color of the back is fading from dark green to yellowish green. The belly is white, and the characteristic blue spots are scattered on the flank, like a star floating in the night sky, but it is definitely in its beautiful appearance today. That rainbow trout that ate me that morning. This mother fisher. I didn't want to see your kind again. I know they'll fetch some good experience points, since I've found it and are hunted properly, so feel free to become my food. By the way, what kind of guy is it? Acid gill. It has a strong acid and coated around its body as a defense measure. It often confronts enemies larger than himself and is very belligerent. It is belligerent. There is the enemy that I should aim for more than a small prey that I ate so far. Well, this time I'll eat this big boy, so be prepared. Fangtooth. Activate the Fangtooth, and get ready for battle. Acid gill rushed in and opened its mouth to try to swallow my entire body. I hesitate and wrap around my flank. However, even though I already evolved, acid gill is still larger, so even if I tried to open my mouth, I'll probably not be able to bite from the side with a single bite. I use the long pectoral fin to change the trajectory and charge from the belly to bite. March oomph. It was an attack that I truly decided, but unexpected that I really hesitant to do it. As a result, I bite into nothing. Apparently my approach took too long to get around. A swift attack while having these heavy scales is not a good idea. The defense of this scale should be very high, so it may be better to attack with a heavy push than do a quick attack. However, fear wins it over, so it runs away. There is no way that you won't be afraid to be eaten. I know how scary it is because actually I've been eaten once. Take a distance and glare at their opponent. Acid gill slowly turns to me and charges again, but the attack is exactly the same pattern as before. It is a fish after all. I guess I shouldn't really think about it. It must be full of itself and considered itself as the area boss of this place. Its attack quite aggressive, even or fits the same attack as before. The hesitation is still grasp me to attack it. It avoid my attack before, and this time I'll bite into its flank instead of aiming at the belly. Even if I open my mouth to the limit, I can't bite its backside, but thanks to my sharp fangs, it penetrates the scales and catches its meat. With inti-biting momentum, I close my mouth with all my strength and cut the meat. So soft. Yes, its meat was extremely tender. When I ate the rainbow trout that I had eaten earlier, I remember that it was quite chewy. Perhaps this is due to the skill of the Fangtooth. Everything seems to be crushed. It looks like it's going to be a sink like a rock. Oh, isn't it unexpectedly good? As expected. It's worth spending 2 skills. Well, Mr. Acid Gill. I treated it really rough. If it hurts, my bad. But if I don't do it, I must do it. I don't want to be eaten anymore. That was really scary. Yes, soft meat and a good texture to eat the. If I don't do it, I'll be the one who become the food here. Acid gill is still screaming in pain. Fuine, it's still alive. I can't actually hear the voice, but it's obvious that it endured quite a bit from that rampage. I will end his suffering right here and right now. At that moment, I ate the acid gill's head. Acid gill, who has lost his composure due to pain, could not hesitate to attack and easily lost his life. It do a lot of convulsion there, but the momentum of the convulsions gradually decreased and finally it stopped. Fuine, savage. You got experience points. LV is now 19. I ate the bones. Unexpectedly. Isn't this attack skill quite a good attack? I was wondering what to do when I synthesized it, but this is the result. Hold up, wait a minute, acid gill. Don't float away. Perhaps because I didn't break its air bladder, it turned its belly to the surface of the water and floated away. I chased it in a hurry, Eat up its stomach and sink it to the bottom of the river. You have gained experience points. LV is now max. Evolution is possible. Display the current status. Race, bluefish, adult size. LV, 2020. HP, 105 109. MP, 149 171. Attack power, 70, plus 80. Defense, 119. Magical power, 45. Agility, 45. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Luminous, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Fangtooth, Resistance. Dazzle, Strong Acid. Pardon me? Attack power plus 80. Oh, is this the correction effect of the Fangtooth? No. That's too much. It raises the pure attack power even more, so if I bite it, that mean I can do one bite win, right? Oh, but MP consumption is quite intense. I've only used it for a while, but I wonder if it consume 15 points. I don't know because I don't remember the exact numbers, but more or less that's it. But hey, if that mean my skill becomes stronger, I would like to collect and synthesize a lot of skills. That's it. Heavenly Voice, can I collect skills other than from evolution? Huh? No answer, isn't it? Is my question wrong? Heavenly Voice doesn't seem to answer the question. Well, in this case, I want to know about skills. Alright, the Voice of Heaven. Please tell me about the conditions for acquiring skills. Skills are the unique abilities of the race. You can continue to use the skills you have learned even if you change races and evolve. It is possible to obtain it with high probability as it evolves. There are other ways to train and acquire skills, but if you are immature or not recognized it as a skill, you will not get that skill. Oh, is it possible to get things by training? It means that I can make my own original technique. In my case, it's only about the body. The mouth has fangs and jaws, so I can't use it. But I knew that I could increase it with effort. There is a possibility that I'll get it if I make it recognized my effort, so let's leave it until I come up with an idea for the time being. Now then, I have to eat the evolved and remaining of Acid Gill. Will you evolve? I'm getting used to this flow. Yo, choose an evolution path. Evolution destination, Acid Gill, and Rain Base. No. I know it's included in the option. I'll choose Base. Who wants to be the one who tried to eat him up? Yes. Let's choose Rain Base. I evolved into the Rain Base. The volume size of my body grows, and it becomes a shape close to the exotic black base. The mouth was changed form and the skeleton was changed. It is the shape of the mouth that is often seen in river fish. The color of the body remains white as usual. The scales became thinner and smaller. Instead, the body feels very light. At the same time, the body loses its durability power. Please forgive me, the pain. What the hell with this messed up pain? Jaya. It didn't hurt at all until now. But this evolution was accompanied by severe pain. However, since evolution cannot be stopped, I keep enduring the pain until it's done. After enduring the pain for a while, it seems that the evolution is finally over and the pain disappears. My sight still unstable. I wonder if the race change evolution will cause such severe pain. I'm glad there aren't any enemies around. If such an enemy appear, I'd definitely be killed. My body is pretty big. I feel that my fangs are sharp, but my body is light. Isn't my degree stiffed like this? Oh, that's right. Status display. Race, Rain Base. LV, 1/10. HP, 2020. MP, 2525. Attack power, 21. Defense, 30. Magical power, 5. Agility, 10. Special skills. Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Luminous, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Fangtooth, Physical Strengthening. Rain, Water Flow Manipulation. Resistance, Dazzle, Strong Acid. So weak. Maximum LV 10, double digits for both HP and MP. Isn't it really weakened? Isn't the race change evolution risk too high? This is an LV reset. No, I've been doing it until now, but it hasn't been so badly weakened. Maybe it starts with the lowest LV of this race. Instead, the skill remains, so I feel like I should survive again. This different world level is quite difficult. Heavenly Voice, tell me more about race change evolution. Race change evolution. This is the evolution method used to evolve into a different race. If the skeleton is completely different when evolving, it will be very painful. but the monsters that can be selected by race change evolution have powerful skills compared to the same race with the same LV. There are also special skills that can only be acquired by race change evolution. However, please note that the maximum LV will be greatly reduced and the status will be significantly reduced at the same time. The heck is this? Goddammit. I should have asked about the race change evolution. Race growth evolution and race change evolution are completely different things. For the time being, it is skill arrangement. If the LV is reset, there is no choice but to strengthening myself with skill. The new skills I have acquired are physical strengthening rain and water flow manipulation. First of all, from physical strengthening rain. Physical strengthening rain. Limited enhancement. Physical power increases significantly when the weather is rainy. Limited strengthening. There is even such a thing. Oh, but isn't this an automatic skill? I may not have to worry too much about that. When it rains, I will be strengthened without worry. But how much will my physical strength improve? I'd like to give it a try, but it's not raining, so I'll leave it for later. Let's verify the skill when it rains. Next is water flow manipulation. I feel like this one insanely strong. Water flow operation. You can manipulate the water. By using this skill, your speed and accuracy increased. Oh, sweet. This is good. It's strong. I must try it. How do I use this? Whatever. Water flow manipulation. To explain it how it looks, the stones on the bottom of the river are rolled up so as to cause a tornado. Then, the water flow was created according to the explanation, but it became a swirl instead of a tornado. I tried to come inside the swirl without care. It's not that I can't breathe and also it doesn't hurt, but the speed of the swirl is faster than I imagined. I immediately creates a reverse flow of water to calm the swirl. It feels like my eyes circle around my head. This swirl must be activated farther from me. How much MP is this skill used? Race, rain base, LV, 1/10, HP, 2020, MP, 525. What? That alone reduced my MP by 20 point? Wait. It's actually 10 MP to activate it. 10 MP more because a new vortex I created to calm the first one down. I just tried it for the moment, so I think I saved the MP to sustain it. But this can't be used easily without raising my LV. It seems that I have to find out where to use it. Well, I have to go to raise my LV. That's right. I have to ask about this rain base. Dear heavenly voice, tell me about rain base. Rain base, a dark green ferocious fish. It is usually quiet, but when it comes to hunting, its true nature appears. The number of rain base does not decrease at all because they breed and eat at an abnormal rate when it is raining. Therefore, there is a common understanding among the fisher: if you catch it, you should kill it. In addition, it has been designated as a priority subjugation fish by the national government because it will significantly change the ecosystem. Yes, even if the race changes and evolves, I stay alive just to be killed. How fun. Welp, but that's it. Actually, there are no rain base around here. I'm the only one in this river, right? If so, there will definitely be a lot. Well, if there was a rain base other than me in the first place, I would have been eaten first. Alright, then I'm going to raise my LV this time. You have gained experience points. LV is now 2. Can you stop stealing my spotlight, Mr. Plankton? Several hours have passed since my race changed and evolved. I've gradually learned about rain base. I can go against the flow while looking like the water flow doesn't affect me at all. There is some resistance, but it doesn't matter at all. Or rather, it's look like I don't care. With water flow, I tried to catch the water flow directly on my side, but I was able to cross the water flow sideways in no time. And one more thing. The swimming speed is so fast. If I swim along with the flow, I'm able to swim even faster. But I can't turn around in a stream of water. The water pressure I receive on my body replaces the brakes. However, the movement is too fast and it takes some time for the brakes to be applied. I came up with that. That's right. It's water flow manipulation. Ye guess it right, man. If the natural water pressure doesn't work, I can create my own water stream. So I try to swim at full speed and make a U-turn to brake. Drift maybe? Fish drifting lol. I see. After all, water pressure alone can't stop me immediately. Then create a new water flow from behind me with the skill, water flow manipulation, and receive it with my body. Then, it will be possible to completely suppress the momentum and stop. I forgot my MP existence while doing all of this. Rain base. LV, 2/10 HP, 2020. MP, 0.25. Right now I floating with my body lying down. I don't feel motivated. I mean, what a pain kind of feeling. When the MP runs out, it seems that a considerable burden is applied to the body. I am conscious but I can't move. Well, there is not enough information of this world and how it works. I completely ignore the support of the voice of heaven and remember it with my body. Am I an old man who doesn't see the instruction manual? I could have avoided this by listening to it too. What a pain. How about this? I wonder if even one MP can make my body move again. Let's see it after I recovered. Alright, heavenly voice. Please tell me about running out of MP. MP. It is used for skills such as magic, transform, and strengthening. The recovery method is either to rest or to eat the monster's meat. When the MP runs out, the burdens continues to be applied to the body. It becomes difficult to move properly, and it keep in that state until MP is fully recovered before it can move again. I will be in this state until my MP is fully restored. I think this is too much because I got into this state soon after it evolved. I want to close my eyes and sleep. Right, I'm a fish, so I doesn't have eyelids. It was the first time I wanted to be a blowfish. Pufferfish. It's impossible because this is a river in the first place. I want eyelids. Give me an eyelids and a comfortable place to sleep. No, who the heck is the one to give me an eyelid? Keep it cool, me, and think. That's it. Isn't the MP running out and losing is the same thing? I'm scared of running out of MP now. MP has slightly recovered. We apologize for the inconvenience. When my MP recovered, my body started to move. Check the surroundings, ensure my safety, and at the same time take a rest. I didn't meet the enemy often. However, it is strange that even though I just left from the water flow for several hours and floated, none of them saw me. I think there is something wrong with it. I can't find any source of this problem. I'm wondering if I should go upstream or downstream. But for the time being, I should be heading upstream. MP was run out and I'm back after quite a bit. Or rather, it's already night. After all that happened seems took a good amount of time. Full recovery will take about 2 hours. I don't have a sense of time anymore, so I can only understand it from dark as night and bright as morning. By the way, it's hard to see the surroundings at night, so I'd like to avoid moving too much. But I can see clearly for some reason today. It looks good around noon. What is it? There is only one reason why I can do that. Is this a feature of Rain Base? Maybe this guy is nocturnal. This wasn't in the information from Heavenly Voice. Well, it's a good thing that I can see well in this darkness. With this, I can explore any time, day or night. There may be something who only appears at night. I set the flag. It may be a little dangerous, but let's do our best. I'm resting right now because I was out of MP. It's not like I'm sleepy or anything. I don't have the concept of sleepy in the first place. Let's start searching around. Since I was washed away, I will do my best to go upstream. Then around 10 minutes just go upstream. There are no small fish, and I can't even see my shadows. But I'm moving forward for the time being. Probably the place where my eggshell was at the upstream. I must have been washed away quite far since then. At that time, I couldn't go upstream properly. However, the lower I went, the less chance I had to see any creatures. Thanks to that, I was saved in some places, but the problem is that the LV is hard to rise there. I want to raise the LV as soon as possible and go ashore. There will be a lot of problems when I goes up, but I'll take care of it somehow. How long was it? As I passed the place where I was born and headed further upstream, I was able to reach a large pond. There are a lot of aquatic plants and big rocks, but it seems that this place is easy to find prey because of the good visibility. However, there are no fish anywhere. I went out to a larger place, but it's not good. Did I climb to a place that I didn't know in tens of minutes? What a great fish is this? Rain base. Or maybe the scales of the blue fish are too heavy, so I feel like I couldn't climb. Well, I want to go higher. Where is this place? It's a little too wide and I don't know the direction to go upstream. Well, should I go around some more? Move around by using the rain bass's high mobility. By the time I got here, my LV had already risen to 5. It seems that the LV increased the plankton preyed faster while moving. By the way, my current status is like this. Rain base, LV, 5/10 HP, 3038 MP, 3045. Attack power, 31. Defense, 39. Magical power, 10. Agility, 34. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Luminous, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Fangtooth, Physical Strengthening Rain, Water Flow Manipulation, Resistance, Dazzle, Strong Acid. This time, it seems that my agility tends to increase, and the magical power is as it is. But the MP is still high. MP consumes quite a lot with my current skill, so I would like to raise it more. The defense and attack power is still low, but there should be no problem with the attack power because I has Fangtooth, attack power plus 80 just by using it. I went around the pond while checking my status. I went around while checking if there was anything, but after all there was nothing. If nothing is done, I will be forced to live by only preying plankton. But I can bear the fact that my staple food is plankton. About 2/3 of the lap around the pond, I found a way to go upstream. There was nothing particularly noticeable, so I decided to go upstream as it was. Too boring. Keep going. What is this exploration? What I can see around me is aquatic plants or stones and clear water. For the Neptune's sake, this is so boring. You got experience points. Shut it. Can you read the water, plankton? There's nothing to do, and I'm losing my awareness. I am sure that if I am attacked now, I will definitely get one shot head. I'm so defenseless right now. I've never fought with this body. I want to fight something once, but there is nothing to fight here. I was fine because I had a high defense power until now, but now I completely weakened and my defense power is low. Now that we have completely transitioned from the durable type to the mobile type, I would like to confirm how to fight. Because water flow manipulation cannot be used in actual battles. There is something I want to do, but I can't do it. Suddenly, a big stone comes into view. It's the same kind of stone that I've seen so far. Normally, I just go ignoring it, but there was one difference from the other stones. A letter? Yes. The letters were written there. It's not just letters. If it's just a letter, I'll just ignore it. But this letter was so important that it caught my eye. The characters written there were Japanese. This is no doubt it is Japanese. No matter how many times I look at it, I won't make a mistake. It's the characters I've seen, write, and read in my previous life. It was written in large letters as Hajime Dekaimasenka. Nice to meet you whoever are. It's all in awkward katakana, but it's not unreadable. It seems that hiragana and kanji could not be written on the stone. It looks like a letter made by hitting something hard on a rock. But I was familiar with this scratch. Partial body strengthening, sharp. It must be using it. I once cut it into a rock in an attempt to imitate Malnago, but it didn't work and I can only made a small scratch. The depth of the scratches, the dullness of the scratches, was similar to the scratches on the rock at that time. Someone is there. No doubt. And it must be Japanese. Calm down. Calm down. But how can I find it? This person must be the reincarnated person same as me. It must have left a message in this way as to whether there is a person in the same situation. Is there any other message? When I looked for it, a message was written on the rock next to it. What was written? You will meet me if you come to the big pond. I always at that pond every morning. Please meet me at the stone with the biggest letter. It's completely a letter. It write down its whereabouts to anyone who can read the letter that it is nearby. However, in anticipation of the high possibility that it cannot speak, it makes a letter instead. Unless if you are the same Japanese, otherwise you will only recognize that it is just a graffiti character. If this is the case, it seems safe to meet it. But leaving a message to a reincarnated person who doesn't know anything would have been quite lonely. I was pretty uptight here too. It's still night in time. If the other person relied with this message and will come tomorrow, we will be able to meet up. I don't know when it wrote this letter, but I know it looks pretty recent. Perhaps the big pond is the one I passed earlier. I turned around slightly, but I couldn't see the shadow that looked like a fish. Perhaps it was hidden. It may not be nocturnal like me in the first place. I will wait for the time being. Everything is going to reveal tomorrow morning. I'm lucky if it come, but until then if it don't come, it may have already been eaten by something. I didn't set my hope high, but I may be able to make friends here, and I can't help but expect it. When I think about it again, I feel lonely. It's been 3 days since I was reincarnated. I lived alone for only 3 days, but I was still feel lonely. In order to distract myself, maybe my high-tension behavior looks like such an obvious act. I have no intention to change it. If I change it, I'm not going to be myself. Right now, I'll wait here for the creatures that have memories of the previous life. That night was the longest night I had ever felt. Morning. I couldn't sleep after all. Am I an elementary school student who excited about festival? But I will meet the same reincarnated people as myself, and I might meet them by the end of the day. I can't sleep. Well, I don't feel sleepy. I want to sleep. I can't close my eyes. The sky is now a little brighter. Maybe around 7 o'clock in the morning. It didn't come this early in the morning. Well, if it have a good eye for the dark, I could come back here in the morning and explore a little more. It looks like I wasted a lot of time, but, well, no problem. It's been the 3rd day since I reincarnated, and I have enough time to waste. I'm wandering in front of the rock with the letter. My body is white and also in front of the largest letters. It will know as soon as long the other person comes. Maybe. Yes, that's the problem. First of all, I don't know what kind of race the other party is. My race is rain base and has a warlike personality. Of course I am not actually that aggressive. Actually I'm a gentleman. No shit. Hey, what is the person who broke through his foe's belly and came out was saying? I don't know. Well, for that reason, I think it's pretty hard to show up. Of course, the opposite party could be scarier than me. What if it think that I just a mere small race? If it's something like that, it won't be cool. It feel like it's lonely in the letter, but if this is a trap, can I survive this time? There are other concerns. Even if I can meet up, but I can't talk, I can't make any excuse. In this situation, I think it will be different if I have telepathy skill. I should think the other idea to find a way to establish a conversation in some other way. I have an idea. Can I write letters with water flow manipulation? If I can generate a water flow by manipulating the water flow from the surface of the water and stop the air in the water on the spot, I should be able to write letters. Now the LV is up and there are 49 MPs. I should be able to use it 4 times. I want to use it, but when I think about MP, it's better to do it when we meet. I only have few MP. Let's carefully decide where to use it. I repeat image training in my head, just like pulling the surface of the water to let the air in, and writing with the bubbles I catch. But using this is the last resort. Since it can be used less often, it is best to use gestures as much as possible. Although there are limits to what a fish body can do. I repeat image training several times until the image is clear in my head. Then, a small black fish slowly approaching me appeared. It was a black fish that slowly swam from the side of the big pond. It looks like a malnago, but unlike the malnago, the scales seem to be very thick. It can be said that it has considerable defensive power. The black fish seem to be watching out from enemies, wandering around. If it is really a reincarnated person, it may have a timid personality. It would be nice to respond gently here. It seems that it hasn't noticed me yet, so it swims slowly as it is. However, the fish with a white body could not be inconspicuous, and the opponent immediately noticed my existence and retreated with all its might. Oi, wait a minute. Well, I think it's understandable to be frightened because my appearance looks like this, but isn't it too fast to decide to retreat because of that? When I thought so and retorted in my mind, the black fish stopped and looked at me. It's a fish, so I don't really know what kind of expression it has, but I know it is surprised. I didn't do anything in particular, but did it wonder why I didn't attack it? Even so, it's a little strange to stop suddenly. Are you Japanese? Wo? I talk-eed. The black fish utters words with that carp-like mouth, and I scream at exactly the same time. Familiar words that were used since in my previous life. I heard a Japanese words. This is not a dream. In fact, the conversation is established in this way. The voice of the black fish sounds very young. Is its age before reincarnated is around a high school student. It's like someone you used to hear his voice using voice changer, then he turned it off, but eventually you adapted to his normal voice. But its tone sounds so young. I'm sure, this time, this black fish is definitely a reincarnated person. Letters and Japanese. This is enough information to convince me. It should understand this over there as well. By being able to talk to the person it was talking to, The blackfish suddenly released my alertness and swam toward me at full speed. I didn't think I could even have a conversation, but I was happy because I was wondering if I could use my skill poorly if an unavoidable problem suddenly happened. The blackfish immediately swam to my eyes and talked to me. Why you are Japanese? Why you aren't you? Why yeah. I don't have much memory of my previous life, but I remember being Japanese. Hicks. You are. Dangsgoftni ish, thank goodness. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It was already sobbing when I was answering it, but in the end the blackfish started crying. Since it is a fish, it does not show tears, but if you listen to its voice, you can tell that it is crying. It is crying with all of its heart. It finally found a Japanese who came here and was looking for it. I think it was alone all the time. I don't know how lonely I felt on the third day of my reincarnation. In this case, if you are a human, usually they hug each other, but it is impossible with this body. I have a grudge having this figure for a while. Actually, I'd like to ask it a lot of things right now, but it's still crying. I just waited for the blackfish in front of me to stop crying. You got experience points. This bar $@ and $+ plus at. I'll kill you someday. Then a few minutes later, it seems that it has finally calmed down. I'll confirm it and call it out. Did you calm down? Yes. I'm sorry, Yume. Where to start? I mean, what should I talk about first? It was nice to meet the fellow reincarnated person, but I wasn't thinking about anything after that. I haven't prepared anything to what I want to talk about, so I should initiatively establish a conversation from there, but the problem was solved instantly. From now on, I'll just try to deepen our friendship, and by the way, this tons of bubble is kinda annoying. Probably because we are in the water. It's literally a bubble of water. It's noisy. Nice to meet you for the time being. I'm a blockfish. Blockfish? Your race name, huh? I'm a rain-base blockfish. It seems to be the branch evolution race of blackfish, but it doesn't seem their scale is hard as block. Well, it's still evolving. Its body is still small and his form of evolution right now is still in the weak path. If it evolves from now on, it looks like it's going to be a great fish. I wonder if it doesn't doing anything because it didn't find any prey or just a lonely fish. And this conversation? A telepathy perhaps? I found it out. Apparently, it seems you can send the thought what you want to send out, and if don't want your thought to send out, then it won't. I said in my head earlier about kill the voice of heaven, but it seems it didn't hear that. That's good. It couldn't hear the voice of my thought if my thought is for the other person. It seems telepathy works like that. You see, what have you been up to since you reincarnated? I ran swim off immediately after reincarnating. About a month. 1 month. He is reincarnated for a month. I'm sorry I lived for only 3 days. I can't imagine how lonely I am if I stay alone for that long. Only surrounded by stones and aquatic plants. I don't see many living things, and there is nothing to distract me from loneliness. If I didn't exploring like this, I think my mind would be crazy. I endured well. Why are you all alone for a month? I was scared. I'm told that the level goes up without permission and I don't understand the meaning of race change evolution. It must be the plankton. It's all these plankton fault, the representative of living things in the world who can't read the air. Wait. Did you just said you've been told by something? Yes, voice of the earth, is who told me that. Seriously. It's the same for me, but it's voice of heaven. I never thought that there was a different voice other than the heavenly voice. I wondered if it was because of this voice that I could have a conversation like this, but I didn't treat it kindly. It seems there is another reason in this regard. Yours is a voice of heaven. It don't read the air so much. Ah, that's right. Do you have memories of your previous life? Yes, I have it. I was tortured and died. What the? I really thought I misheard him. What are you doing in Japan to get tortured and die? It must not just a little gang and some lukewarm things, but must be in a gangster or mafia territory. No, I was actually an intelligence officer in my previous life, even though I was 17 years old. That is your profession even though you are young. Perhaps he cheated on something and was caught, tortured and died. I don't think he is going to die like that. Right? I didn't die like that. I don't know because I don't remember my previous life. Did he get tortured and reincarnated in this world? But he is scared. Isn't there something wrong going on? Oh my god, I know how scary it is to be eaten. But, what he experienced is too hard to swallow, even in Japan. Or maybe anywhere in the world. Yes. When I was listening to the story of this guy, I was thinking of changing the topic because it seemed that it is too heavy for me. Would you like beer? My friend? I still can't read his expression, but I feel his desperation. Screw it. I don't wanna be alone anymore either. I'm not evil enough to abandon the fellow Japanese I met for the first time in this world. And I just thought it would be tough on my own. Mainly in the spiritual sense. Sure. To meet a fellow Japanese in this empty river. This must be a fate. Yawa. SFX. Somehow, just by heard that words make me feel so excited. Is that so? Too close. Personal space please. I know you are happy, but please respect my personal space. When I noticed it, he back off and look a little down. After all, the inside is still a kid. This may be his character rather than his original personality of this guy. Looking at him again. He doesn't suit an intelligence officer, and I won't believe it even if he persistently tells me. Blackfish, blockfish. It sounds alike. I think he have something to say, but it seems he is too nervous to say it. What is it? Please tell me if there is anything you worried about, because we are friend after all. FN. My back feels so itchy for some reason. When he heard that word, he felt a little brighter. In the end, don't have facial expressions are so convenient. But I want eyelids. And I also want facial muscles. I just want to say, I can't remember my name. I can't call myself as Blockfish forever. Right? I understand his feelings. I don't even want to introduce myself as Rainbase. Besides, it's inconvenient. After all, the thing called a name is important. But I can't even remember my name. I thought it didn't matter how the other person called me, and I thought it would be a long time before I was called. But if I could make friends, I definitely need a name. That is, how about we naming each other? You give me a name and I give you a name too. Isn't that useless? There is no way it's useless. I'll take that as confirmation. I want a name too, and I'm sure I'll be with him for a long time. I shake my head lightly and immediately start thinking about the name. You'll think a cool name for me then. No need to rush! Thank you. I want my name somewhat cool. Okay? Yes. Please leave it to me. I'm good at naming pets at home, and my family praised me. Is this guy going to decide my name like a pet? Any cool name will do though. But it's hard to ask if you can name your pet and got praised for it. Maybe it's named with a sprinkle of twist. I'm curious. So, what is the name of your pet? It's Lizard Blood Moon. I'm really worried now. Okay, it's decided. Whoa, that was fast. It's been 10 minutes since I started thinking about his name. The name that I decided will be used for the rest of his life. It took a long time because his name was given with a meaning in mind. We don't have a dictionary, a computer, or even a smartphone. We had a hard time. But we managed to find out the meaning of the kanji in our memory and make a name. You guess it right. For the Japanese, the name is must in kanji. It's originated from China, but how it's pronounced and read differently, and I guess it was different after all. FN, some fun fact. The kanji for word forest both in JP and CN have the same shape but pronounced a different, Yeah, I decided to give a kanji name to this guy who is still worried. The name should be meaningful as he is, so he will be pleased. Sweet. I also decided the name. Apparently our idea for naming ourselves was settled. He said he died at the age of 17 in his previous life, so he shouldn't worry too much about the meaning. If it sounds good, that's all you need. Who will said it first? Then, as the one who got M first, how about you the first one? It's okay. Oh? Somehow this guy is fidgeting. Are you so happy to be named? Well, I'm looking forward to it too. Your name is Risen Readers. The meaning of the word 0, is rain that falls quietly. Zen, literally mean gradually, refers to cutting the flow of water and gradually guiding it. For that reason, it was named Risen, with the meaning of drain an innumerable water that falls quietly and be able to guide it. How is it? Whoa, that's so cool. As expected from you. Thank you. I don't know what it is, but he really like it. It was this part that I had a hard time, and it took me a long time to remember the meaning of the kanji. But I'm glad I remembered it safely. However, if I had been in this world for a little longer, I would have completely forgot about it. Risen is happily spinning around. Best of all, he like it. Now, it's your turn, Risen. Then Risen stopped after I said that. Sorry, may I have more time to think a little more? Oh, okay, sure. Perhaps he was thinking of a ridiculous name. Did you want to get me a decent and meaningful name and think again? I'm glad I gave his name first. He can't give this guy who named him that will remain in black history. It can be inferred from the name of his pet. I've never seen a lizard with a name Blood Moon. He was thinking about it while groaning for a while, but suddenly it came out in front of me. Apparently it was decided. Sorry if I keep you waiting. Is now a good time? Okay, tell me, Risen. He will give my name here. This is also for me to remember, but there is also the fact that Risen, who makes a happy face every time I call his name, is cute. Risen granted me my name while spinning around. Yes. Your name is Iron Reed! How is it? Who tilde? Sounds good. I'm glad. The meaning of that name is… you don't have to say it. The meaning of Ukama is, the one who receive, also, the one who choose. Did you mean, the one who respond? And was, Ren, means, the picker, and not, asleep. Isn't that good things? I guess the full meaning of them is, the one who pick up and respond. Wait, isn't that, the selector? That's right. As expected from Aaron-san. So you're really thinking about it after all. I personally think it sounds good, and the meaning is wonderful. I feel that various things are expected, but there will be no problem. It seems weird that I am the one who pick up, but… Yep. I want to hit myself. Who said it sounds good? That's fine. My apologize, dear Risen. To think that you are kinda weak in the head department. Thank you, Risen. Why, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a really good name. I think so. I'll cherish this name, Risen. By the way, I was told by the voice of heaven that I could become a dragon if I evolved. If there is a voice of the earth like me, I think it's okay to discuss this. What will Risen want to be when he keep evolving? Hey, Risen, what do you want to be as you keep evolving? You see, I was told the final evolution destination from the voice of heaven. I wondered if that's the case with the voice of the earth, or is it something that you can't tell me? Upon hearing that, Risen shook his head with a slight hesitation. Very awkward. What's wrong? What's wrong? No, I have been taught by it. It seems that he has been taught by it. The voice of heaven and the voice of their earth. Tell us about that as initial knowledge. The voice of heaven is basically too mysterious to understand. For me, it's a convenient voice that is treated like a manual, so there is no problem. That's… It's a turtle. Turtle. The silence continues for a while. Why do I hear that I shouldn't ask this too? Let's change the topic right away. I haven't heard about his skills or anything like that. If you act as a team, you should know the skills of your partner. Risen, can you tell me about your skills? Do you mean the skills I have? It's okay. Risen and I decided to explain each other of our skills. Perhaps he wanted to divert the topic before right away. He immediately changed the sail and soaring the new topic from me. It's not the topic about turtles are bad, but I'm shocked by the fact that the creatures that can be reincarnated and the final evolution are said to be turtles. I couldn't say that I could eventually become a dragon, but I'll answer whenever he asked. First of all, I will tell him my status. Name, Aaron. Race, Rain Base. LV, 7/10. HP, 4246. MP, 4958. Attack power, 39. Defense, 49. Magical power, 12. Agility, 47. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Luminous, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Fangtooth, Physical Strengthening. Rain, Water Flow Manipulation, Resistance, Dazzle, Strong Acid. Oh, my name is properly listed in the status. I really don't have any name before. Maybe Risen's case is same with me and his status name. But, is it possible to evolve after more 3LV? I just only eat plankton recently. Well, maybe it's because of the rare species benefits, you see. It's a special skill that makes it easier to raise the level. Without this, my level might not have risen this easily. I don't really feel it because there are no numerical value. Looking at the status again, I tend to have a lot of MPs. The magical power itself is weak. However, I tried various skills and found out that all of them consume a lot of MP. Even if you use the skill once, it will consume about 5 times the initial value. And if you try to maintain it, it costs more. I don't think only 100 point in MP is enough. As I keep evolved from now on, I will acquire more skills, so I still need MP to use them. It is a relief to be able to synthesize skills, but the result it becomes a powerful skill, so the MP cost will increase again. And the worst thing is running out of MP. If you run out of MP, you will not be able to move completely. I've experienced this myself, so I know it best. Long story short, MP is important. I was relieved that MP value always increased. I don't want to run out of MP again, so I want to keep growing up. I think it would be better to teach this to him. As you may know, Mr. N, you have a lot of skill. This time I will read my status. Please. He said he was alone for a month, but he probably has some skills. He didn't seem to exploring around like I did, so it seems that he didn't evolve often. Risen slowly read out his status and told me. Name, Risen. Race, Blockfish. LV, 7/10. HP, 50/50. MP, 40/40. Attack power, 14. Defense, 180. Magical power, 19. Agility, 15. Special skills. Voice of the Earth, Protection of the Earth. Skill, Partial Body Strengthening, Sharp, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Absorption, Resistance. Loneliness, Blast. Holy crap. Def. What is he? A moving wall. Since his final evolution path is a turtle, the defense power is probably high, although the attack power and agility are hopeless. How do you attack this guy? I can't say that I have a lot of MP, and my magical power is low. No. He is higher than me. But if I evolve, my magical power will increase. Does that mean that my battle style mostly with magic attacks instead of physical attacks? Thinking about that again, I'm a magical barrage. I wonder if I am more suitable for a barrage in maintenance of skills. I also think that I has a lot of agility and has an offensive power. I'm not as defensive as this boy. Does that mean, am I a pretty versatile type? It seems that MP is a little high and it does not mean that it is specialized in anything. I haven't come up with a lot of distinctive things yet, and I don't have to think about the fighting style yet. Alright. Let's try to fight by using the skills less than usual. I'm worried that I wouldn't been able to do much in the actual battle and I may poor in dexterity. Well, there are some things I don't know about the Risen skills. Voice of the Earth seems to be the same as Voice of Heaven that I have, so I omitted it. First of all, it is from the special skill, Protection of the Earth. Protection of the Earth. You can read the nature of the land you are standing on and use it to your own strength. Strong. But this doesn't seem to make sense underwater. In fact, he doesn't seem to have that kind of skill. It's a muddy gem. I want him to be able to land quickly and make full use of this skill. Next is, I already know, Partial Body Strengthening. Sharp, Partial Body Strengthening. Hard, so please explain the skill. Absorption. Absorption. Natural recovery ability. However, when used, it consumes a large amount of MP. How envious. Isn't it a skill that comes in handy during battle? Dang tilde, I want this skill. I definitely want it. Eating the meat of the prey will restore your physical strength, but if you face a tough opponent, this kind of self-healing ability will be essential. I wonder if I can get skills if I try to unify my spirit. It's impossible. Well, I don't want to know more from here onward anymore, but should I? Please forgive me for hearing the resistance, loneliness. If you really want to explain them, I'll try to bear it. It's really hard to not hear it. And lastly, the details of the resistance. Risen. You can tell me where it's hard to listen. Thank you. What a good companion I had. Loneliness. You can get used to being alone. When acting alone, it becomes easier to acquire skills. Blast. Can withstand an explosion. The scale can tolerate it depends on the LV. Hearing that. Loneliness, resistance. Thank you for letting me know. Phew, this is good. Come to think of it, this skill acquired with being alone and get it by yourself, right? It seems that you can't get loneliness resistance by evolution. Amazing. Blast, resistance. Is this a skill acquired through evolution? I've never seen an exploding fish. Hey, this blast resistance, is this? I got it when I evolved into a blockfish. After all, it was. If there was an exploding fish, I was already dead the moment I met them. I don't feel like my defense can endure it. Well, if it's in the water, I can face them by manipulating the water flow. Isn't this, water flow manipulation, is the strongest in the water? Although MP consumption is intense. That's right. Skills are difficult to acquire by yourself, right? Risen asked with a little excitement. By the way, let me tell you about skill synthesis. Looking at this skill, I don't think I've done it. That's right. It seems that you can get the skill even if you train, but if it is not acknowledged as a skill, you will not get it. Do you know skill synthesis? Can skills be synthesized? It's like a game and it sounds interesting. He didn't know about it. I taught that. Fangtooth is a synthetic skill of partial body strengthening, sharp, and big eater. I also remind Risen, at that time he said he wanted to try it immediately, but I warned him to carefully select the skill to synthesize. The synthesized skill disappears instead of being strengthened. I don't need blast resistance, right? It certainly doesn't make much sense underwater. There are no such fish, and their range of explosions in water will be greatly reduced. Then, blast resistance and skill, partial body strengthening, hard, are combined. No, you can't synthesize resistance with skill. Oh, it's done. You can? It really possible? What an unreliable voice of heaven. Tell me the voice of the earth. These guys are really dictionaries. I have to ask and it won't tell you. Tell me a supplementary explanation. It seems that the skill synthesized by Ryuu has changed to partial body strengthening, explosive. And one thing I found out when synthesizing resistance and skill, it seems that you can choose whether to make the combined skill resistant or skill. It seems that Risen has been turned into a skill, bombing has disappeared from resistance, and partial body strengthening, explosive, has been added to the skill, partial body strengthening explosive dash. At the same time as solidifying your body, it has a medium chance of granting a blast attribute. Temporarily incapacitated to prevent himself from being damaged by the blast. In there, partial body strengthening, hard, only a part of the body was hardened, but this seems to be able to harden the whole body. It also has a blast attribute, but in the contrary, he seems to get stuck. It's a completely counter-type skill. It's scary. This wouldn't make much sense underwater, but it's likely that you'll be able to put it into practice as soon as you land. Thanks to you, I learned something new again. Really? Did you find it useful? More than enough. Risen is so happy that he spin around. I wonder if he wasn't praised so much in his previous life. He is an intelligence officer. Okay, I'll praise him well. Now that we've confirmed our skills, it's time to go looking for prey. Time to level up. The two of us started heading upstream. As expected, his swimming speed is very slow because of his low agility, so I am adjusting my speed with him. It's been a few hours since I confirmed our skill, but the prey still doesn't appear. In my suspicion, there must be something in this river. Otherwise, it would be strange that there are no fish so far in such a beautiful river. In big bro. How far are we going? How to say it? It's hard to get experience points without any prey. I'd like to hunt them, but I can't do it if there are no fish to prey like our previous area. I think it's strange that there aren't so many fish, and I'm wondering if there's something wrong with it, so I'm heading upstream for the time being. Now that you mention it, there was not many fish there. Until recently, Risen was worried about how to call me. Aran-san Mr. Aran-aniki Big Bro. Aran-dona more respectful than San. Aran-sama Lord Aran. Well, etc. And in the end, he settled down on Aran Big Bro. But please pardon me if he used suffix apostrophe sama or apostrophe dono. I think that was too much for me. It didn't matter if he didn't use any suffix to call me, but it seemed that Risen wanted to add something. Well, I don't feel bad to be called with Big Bro, so I decided to accept that if he want to call me that. Hee, what a strange boy. How many times has Risen evolved? Evolution is it? It's only once. Hey. So it would be me the first one who go to land? If you want to follow me, you have to do your best to evolve. What did I do for a month? I'll do my best. I'll definitely follow you. Do your best then. I'm currently at my 4th evolution. Even though the number of evolutions is increased, I still can't see the possibility to going ashore. Still a fish. It seems that we still have to evolve in order to go ashore. The path is so long. Risen have to get stronger, and I have to get stronger too. No matter if you can reach your final evolution or not, if you not be able to protect yourself first, you will die in the wild. It seems that Risen suddenly became motivated when I talked about it gradually, and in this way we searching and hunting together at the same time. This place is really empty. Before I reached the pond, there was a horde of Malnago and Acid Gill, but I don't see either of them here. Is this river too vast? Or is it just that there are no fish? Or is there something else? In any case, it is difficult to stay still and prey on plankton alone. I know I can LV up, but the growth rate is very slow. I don't know how many years it will take to get to the ground with this pace. I want to graduate from life in this river early. I want to interact with humans as soon as possible. I am wondering if I can transform into a human, But let's see what I can do in the future. I'm not very familiar with this, but most of the creatures in anime and manga have turned into human figures. In Big Bro. It has reached level max. Seriously, you did it. You have gained experience points. LV has reached max. Me too. I've been swimming for that long, so it's no wonder that my level goes up. It's better to swim rather than idle, and now I'm swimming upstream. Because we do that, the level went up quickly this time. Goodbye Rain Base. It was a short relationship. I will never forget you. Alright, let's check the evolution path. I was a little sentimental, but when I thought about it, I realized that it didn't matter, so I decided to evolve quickly. I didn't have any particular feelings about it. It was just a stepping stone to achieve my goal. I called on the voice of heaven to confirm the evolution path information. Evolution path. Rain Kings. Clay Carp. I'm sorry to say that I will never forget about it. It evolved and it's back. Absolutely. Rain Kings is a high-ranking species of rain base. Something that seems to be strong again came out. So, Clay Carp. Clay and carp, even though it's a fish, I may be able to use earth magic. It's in English. Or will the voice of heaven be transformed according to our will? No, it wouldn't do that. It may not be strange if words with completely different meanings come out. Let's learn how to read when we can go out to the ground and interact with people. Well, the evolution path is. That's right. Is Rain Kings okay? I don't know which one is stronger and which one is weaker. Clay Carp will be a race change evolution, so it would be better if it evolved normally for a while. I hate pain. How about Risen? What is your evolution path? Yes. I think I chose to be a rockfish. It seems that I can become a fish called Bedrock. Bedrock. It means that bedrock. Is that okay? I think he couldn't move if he choose it. Risen. You will see the evolution information and read it for me. We will think about it together after you read them. Yes. Risen seemed to hear the details from the voice of the earth. Should I check mine as well? Evolution path information. Rain Kings. The leader of Rain Base. It has a strong body and jaw, and it is said that whoever get eaten as a mere prey has no choice but to escape at the expense of part of their body. The ecosystem is destroyed because it eats anything with a considerable gluttony. It has been designated as a top priority to kill the fish due to its absolute destruction of the ecosystem, and the national government has designated it to report if any of them found. Clay carp, a slightly elongated fish of many color. Most of them are left as they are. Thought they mostly have been thrown away as poor antiques collection? Because they rarely move, but some are sold at high prices as living antiques. I don't think I'm happy no matter which way I evolves. It's nice to be out of the high-end ingredients category, but the Rain Kings are definitely a target to be killed. Humans are scary. When it comes to Clay Carp, it's a living antique. Humans, look at reality. Isn't it just some fish? How about Razan? Evolution path information. Razan. Rockfish, a high-ranking species of blockfish. It has rock-hard scales, but its mass is not so great. Large rockfish are useful as processed armor. However, since it is a fish, it is mostly used for ornaments and necklaces. Bedrock, a fish with the nickname from rockstone. It emits an incense that attracts prey without moving at all from the spot. The way to hunt bedrock is to eat the invited fish in one bite. However, since the incense drifts from the place where bedrock is to the vicinity of the downstream, all the fish will go upstream. This species is designated as a priority subjugation fish, as a fish that causes the destruction of the ecosystem. No, bedrock. If you have the nickname of rockstone, use it actual name, bedrock. Isn't that? Hold up a seconds, isn't it that? The reason why there are no fish is because of this? Well, because there are no fish. And if this guy is upstream and spreading incense, all the fish downstream will go up, right? If that's the case, it makes sense. Hey Risen, please tell me the explanation of bedrock earlier. Yes, well, rock stones. Just read the second half. Because the incense drifts from the place where bedrock is to the vicinity of the downstream, all the fish will go upstream. It has been designated as a priority subjugation fish, as a fish that causes the destruction of the ecosystem. Absolutely this one. If this description is correct, this should be a fish called bedrock upstream. It's a different world. There are some ridiculous fish. I wouldn't know about bedrock without Risen. GJ Risen. If the influence of this ability has come so far, it's possible that there are no fish anywhere. Perhaps my ancestor, Bluefish, was also invited by the incense of bedrock to head upstream. There were so many bluefish eggs in the place where I was born, But maybe they aren't there anymore. Our ancestors is the one who will defeat the enemy. I think they are brothers, not ancestors, but they can't be called brothers because they have evolved and their races have changed. If so, the bedrock subjugation operation must be carried out. I will have risen to evolve into rockfish inevitably. There is no point in evolving into bedrock. It doesn't seem to work. I choose Rain Kings as my evo path. I don't know how hard bedrock is, it also known as stone rock. However, the description of the Rain Kings said, it is said that eaten prey must escape at the expense of meat, and if you are lucky, you may chew. It's like a halberd and a shield. Because it's bedrock, it is evolving at an unusually slow rate. The river here is like my neighborhood, and it's annoying that a certain fish tribe destroys it. If I can interact with people, I wonder if I should make them to take care of it. When will it be? Okay, risen. We will subdue bedrock and solve this river problem. How did you know that bedrock was there? Don't tell me his head is actually shrewd. I will explain it in a way that is easy to understand. It's a little strange why he didn't realize that there were too few fish in the river after a month. He may have noticed, but maybe he only think I'm lucky because I'm scared. Well, if he want to live quietly, that's fine, but I want to go to the ground. I want to graduate from this river life as fast as the evolution permit. But he was reincarnated here about a month ago. When I was reincarnated, there were almost no fish around me at the time. That means that bedrock has been around for over a month. It may be too late for this river, but it's too early to give up. For the time being, we will exterminate that bedrock no matter what, and while returning this river to normal, we will also receive experience points and evolve so we can do some groundwork for going to the ground. Yep, this is killing two fizzbird with one stone. Will you evolve? Of course. The voice of heaven. Though I don't know if I can beat bedrock. Choose an evolution path. I choose Rain Kings. I can see that my body is deforming when I think about it. I'm used to this feeling. This time, my body only grew bigger, so I don't feel any pain. It looks the same, but it seems to be about 1.5 times larger. My figure has a skeleton similar to Black Base, but only the area around the mouth has changed slightly. This is a trivial change, but apparently my fangs are sticking out of my mouth, and the beard is gone. Before I knew it, my beard was gone. A dragon should have a pair of beard. I wish I had it even if it's small, but why would they erase it? I mean, the dignity as a dragon will be lost. But I am still a fish. If I'm able to get out of river, somehow I'll think about it. It will work out somehow. When I was convinced myself, I saw Risen evolved. The originally thick scales become a little thinner and transform into a normal-looking scales. However, the scales of the blockfish are still barely there, and the scales that look like a diamond cut in half is still there. However, if you touch it, you will only get a reaction like "oh, it's rough." Certainly, it is understandable that this is also used as an add-on for armor. However, I think it's okay to use it as a weapon rather than as an ornament because it boasts a considerable amount of defense with that scale. Thinking about that, it seems that his evolution has been done safely. It seems that he is exercising lightly to see if he can move. I'll check the status too. My way of fighting is likely to change depending on what I can do. Name, Aaron. Race, Rain Kings. LV, 115. HP, 30-30. MP, 45-45. Attack power, 80. Defense, 35. Magical power, 9. Agility, 49. Special skills. Voice of Heaven, rare species benefits. Skill, luminous, partial body strengthening, hard, fangtooth, physical strengthening cloudy, water flow manipulation, large mouth, big eater in early volume, rigid jaw, resistance, dazzle, strong acid. 2 skills I don't know come out. Body strengthening cloudy, and, rigid jaw, and, large mouth, came out again. I don't need it. But did I get 3 skills? After all, Rain Kings is the leader and has a lot of skills. Alright, let's check the skill. Rigid jaw. Skill to forcibly raise the strength of your jaw. Body strengthening cloudy. Limited enhancement. Physical strength increases slightly when the weather is cloudy. This, rigid jaw, is absolutely dangerous. This forcibly raise the strength part amplifies the horror. I'm a little scared because this may have a side effects. Body strengthening rain. As the conditions become more profitable, the limitation are reduced. Should I synthesize it? First of all, if synthesis, body strengthening rain. Is it possible with partial body strengthening, hard. I am weaker when the weather is sunny, but it's better to get stronger if I can get stronger. I haven't used it that much. This, partial body strengthening, hard. Do you want to establish a new skill by synthesizing, physical strengthening rain, and, partial body strengthening, hard? What happens if all of it's synthesized? Do you want to synthesize? Like I said, what happens if all of it's synthesized? Do you want to synthesize? Okay, voice of heaven, you little. Come on, just a bit of spoiler. What a killjoy. When this happens, synthesis has become a gambling. No matter when, let's be careful when synthesizing. Physical strengthening rain, and, partial body strengthening, hard, will be discarded. 8 Teji. Wait, it's not unreadable. Well, is that all right? Heavenly voice. I hope it's good. What kind of ability did I obtain? Strengthening weather. Whenever the weather is sunny or not, physical strength and hardness increase. So that's it. Did they stick together just like that? Either it's going to be physical strengthening fine weather. Isn't that perfect? Well, this is all luck. Let's proceed patiently. Then, I still want to synthesize. This time, it's a combination of Fangtooth and rigid jaw. As expected, I feel that Fangtooth has only the power of large mouth. So, if I push their rigid jaw to override it, will the attack power increase even more? That's why I will synthesize it. Do you want to establish a new skill by synthesizing Fangtooth and large mouth? Please do. Combining Fangtooth and rigid jaw. Herculean jaw. Obtained. Fangtooth and rigid jaw will be discarded. Herculean jaw. It's upward compatible with Fangtooth. As a rule of thumb said, when you acquire a new skill, it is recommended to try it first. I don't really recommend doing it in an unstable condition or dire situation. Low MP. There are only 2 types that could be synthesized this time, but since strengthening weather is an passive skill, let's use Herculean jaw. Herculean jaw. I tried to activate it, but nothing changed. Until now, there must have been some change in my body, so I don't think it will be unnoticeable. I was surprised when I checked the status because I thought it was strange. Name, Aaron. Race, Rain Kings. LV, 115. HP, 3030. MP, 4545. Attack power, 80, plus 250. Defense, 35. Magical power, 9. Agility, 49. Special skills. Voice of heaven. Rare species benefits. Skill. Luminous. Strengthening weather. Herculean jaw. Water flow manipulation. Large mouth. Resistance. Dazzle. Strong acid. This right here, Mr. Officer. Attack power plus 250. Heck, isn't it a bug somewhere in this status? No, it seems strong after it's synthesized, but I don't think it's going to be broken this far. Either I synthesized it or rather sticking the skills with glue. I feel like I can win no matter what comes. I feel that bedlock isn't that hard either. The skill column is pretty neat. But what should I do with large mouth? Seriously? Will it be combined with luminous? You hate it if a flashlight in your mouth when you open your mouth, right? Is there anything else I can use for this unnecessary skill? Heavenly voice. What is the recommended solution for this matter? Skills that are no longer needed can be discarded. Discarded skills will be experience points. I'll throw it away. It was surprisingly a prompt decision from me. What is the point if I have 2 mouth-related skills while I only have 1 mouth? After I knew it would be converted as experience point, so it would be a good idea to discard it here. It's a hassle if I hold it forever and fill the skill column and it becomes difficult to see. It's a good idea to organize these things properly. It would be a hassle to synthesize and dispose of each time I acquire a skill, but there should be no problem. Alright, my skill arrangement is over, so the rest is how Risen is. Risen was looking at me. Apparently, while I was organizing my skills, Risen already done organizing his skills. It seems that I made him wait. Aaron Big Bro, are you done? Did I keep you waiting? My bad. No problem at all. Okay, then. What kind of skill did Risen get? Yes, I got Rock Shot and Partial Body Strengthening, hard. So, I created a new skill called Rock Gun, by synthesizing Rock Shot and Partial Body Strengthening, sharp, that I had before. Rock Gun. It sounds quite strong. I decided to get the details of rock shot, and rock gun, from Risen. Rock shot. Skill to aim and attack with your own scales. The scales regenerate immediately. Rock gun. Skill to aim and attack with your own scales. Can be fired continuously. The scales regenerate immediately. It's like a long-range attack. It is very encouraging to be able to make long-range attacks instead of me, who mainly uses melee attacks. Risen will be overwhelmingly weaker than me, but his skills is very useful. It seems that there is little danger to the body if he can use long-ranged skill. I also check Risen's status. Name, Risen. Race, Rockfish. LV, 115. HP, 30-30. MP, 25-25. Attack power, 8. Defense, 180. Magical power, 20. Agility, 10. Special skills. Voice of the Earth, Protection of the Earth. Skill, partial body strengthening, explosive, absorb, partial body strengthening, hard, rock gun. Resistance, loneliness. He's still tanky. The defense power is almost the same as when he was a blockfish. Would you like to exchange skills? I think Risen is more suitable for close combat. Together with me, Risen was holding a strategy meeting while swimming in parallel. If we go upstream as it is, we should see a place where a fish called Bedlock lives. As long as we still don't know what kind of fish Bedlock is, we should prepare a large number of plans. Now we are in the process of discussing how to move when we engage with each other by comparing the skills we can do. I'm going to close up to it, and Risen shot it up from long distance. But first, I tried to see how powerful a rock gun is earlier, and I think why I'm not check it first, right? I was able to fire quite a lot. As what Risen said, he gonna demonstrate his skills that he has acquired. Even if you know how the thing works, you can't ignore the basic. In other words, you should practice first when you acquire the skill. So when he tried shooting a rock gun at the rock collapsed. It may be natural that happen because the scales are sturdy and the skill of partial strengthening, sharp, is attached, but I did not think that the rock would collapse in 3 shots. A rock gun seems to be something that peels off a few scales, deploys them around, and fires them. Both power and rate of fire are perfect. But it seems that simultaneous firing is not possible, and it seems that you have to fire at one beat. It seems that it can be expanded up to 20 and he tried to increase the number, but he couldn't do it because his MP would run out. Since not long ago he just evolved, it is unavoidable that he doesn't have any more MP. If this happens, it seems necessary to raise his level and increase his MP limit. Yeah, that's right. Then, when we engage with the enemy, let's leave the last hit to Risen. Please leave it to me. But don't expect too much, my accuracy is. It's pretty difficult. How many shots do you think you can fire right now? With the current MP, 10 shots may be the limit. I should leave some MP, right? You're right. MP should never run out. Out of MP is really bad. It's a dangerous thing that you shouldn't experience. When it runs out, you will be floating for a few hours until it replenished. This information I taught firmly to Risen. I don't want him to experience a similar situation. So, what do we do after checking our target? The movement will be either keep firing from distance, engage a close quarter combat, or run away. If Risen's rock gun is effective, I would like you to shoot 10 times in a row. If the attack doesn't seem to work, I'll engage CQC with it. If that doesn't seem to be possible, we should run away and replenish our stamina. Should I be a decoy when you escape from it? Why you would be a decoy? It seems that Bedlock can't move from the spot, so you don't have to stay there, right? I want to escape to the upstream if possible, but is it difficult to do? Which way to escape do you think? It depends on where the Bedlock is. It's best to be flexible to this kind of thing. At the end, it will be a big deal because I will be directly faced with the problem how to escape from the place that I wouldn't expect if it happened. I think you can do it since Big Bro have Herculean jaw. Certainly, I came up with a ridiculous way to kill since I came here. Thank you, but should I bring it to my graveyard? You are going to stay alive. You're right. The strategy meeting has come to an end. It's not a strategy that can be called a decent strategy, but we can move quickly on the battlefield just by deciding what to do. If we get confused in the middle of battlefield, it will be a fatal mistake, so I want to avoid it. I don't think he will use his head so much this time, so I'm sure he will remember it. It should be easy for him to move because he use a long-range attack and the enemy is in one spot. It's been a while since we evolved, but it is hard to see where the bedlock is. I don't know where we are in the first place, so I'm completely a pure guess. I think it's like something is being buried in the ground and it doesn't move, but I'm confident that if where I dig is a wrong spot, I'll go through and keep searching where it is. The voice of heaven and the voice of the earth do not give a depiction of living things. It's such a creature that can teach me some information, but it's a really annoying personal dictionary. Is it possible to find the problematic bedlock in this situation? Fortunately, I appreciated the fact that it is not in this area because there are no fish. Oh yeah, if there is a fish, is there a high possibility that there is a bedlock around it? Then, it doesn't seem to matter if I go upstream until the fish come out. Anyway, this river is insanely long. What's going on? I feel like I've been up for about a day, but the width of the river doesn't narrow at all. The bottom of the river remains deep. I wonder how deep it is. In Big Bro. What Big Bro want to do when you goes ashore? Suddenly, Risen called me. Me? That's right. I heard that there are humans for the time being, so I'd like to interact with them. But it doesn't make sense if I don't have a way to disguise me as a human, but maybe something will happen later? Is there anything else? He is a bit pushy somehow. It looks like he is expecting something, but I don't know what he expected from me. The other reason is, well, I want to be a dragon. I notices that I made a mistake and close my mouth. I completely forgot that the final evolution path of Risen was a turtle. I was supposed to answer when Risen asked, but what I said was, when I looked at Risen, he got closer and closer. Can and Big Bro become a dragon? That's not the reaction I expected. Yeah, the voice of heaven taught me that my final evolution path is a dragon. Isn't that really cool? I'm a turtle. A turtle. What kind of difference is this? I was told that I could become a turtle as soon as I came, even though I didn't reincarnate because I liked it. Do you understand? It is a turtle. Why turtle in the first place? That's not even cool, right? There is more. Why not birds or other animals? After hearing that, I wasn't motivated to do anything anymore, and I've been feeling lonely for a long time. Carp, this is bad. If I don't follow up and calm him down, he will start crying again. That said, what should I do? He is going to be heartbroken if I gave him half-hearted follow-up, and he'll definitely cry more if I stay silent. That's it. Risen my boy. Just think about it. What do you think if an enemy with impenetrable defense appears in front of you? I'm going to hate them. In addition to that, what if you find out that the attack with the highest firepower you have does not work? It would break my heart, isn't it? A guy with an impenetrable defense can become a fortress just by standing in front of him. Fortress. Alright, one more push. Then imagine if you can become human. You're a one-man army, right? The guy who can rush to protect his friend in a pinch by himself. Isn't it cool? It's really cool. Thanks goodness. It seems that he was somehow interested. If it doesn't work, that's quite a problem. But for me, I'm very envious of his high level of defense. High defensive power can be a threat by itself, so it would be encouraging to have such a person in the group. But was there anything other than a turtle in his final evolution path? That's the only question. Well, it may be too early, but it's fine. What kind of nickname will be given if you can become a human? That's a good idea. As expected, in Big Bro. I will make a better idea than before. That's right. If we can meet the other people, let's try to avoid the bad guys as much as possible. We'll end up with a lot of problems. Well, when we go outside like this, it's like traveling together. I'm kind of worried if I leave you alone. Anytime, anywhere, I'll stay by Big Bro's side. I would be happy if I could say that. But it can be difficult to travel together. Because I knew I would go out to the ashore faster than him. Well, this guy could do it alone. After all, just from his defensive power. I don't even want to bite him, but I don't think other guys can bite and break through his defense. Well, when that time comes, he should be able to stand alone. Why am I thinking of seeing my child off? Let's finish this problem quickly and earn experience points. For now, we've been swimming quite a bit. There is nothing as usual. Bedlock. Where are you really? Please appear quickly and give me experience points. I'm scared that you said that with that face. You have a problem with my face? What a rude guy. It's true that my mouth are quite large with fangs showing out of the mouth in places, and my eyes are big too. It's already night. I'm fine with it, but Risen is probably not. I'm kind of worried. He doesn't seem to be nocturnal. Maybe. Run big bro. Isn't that place quite big, eh? Let's see. Certainly, as Risen said, there seemed to be a large space ahead of us. Probably a pond. I was surprised that there was still a pond after coming this far. We quickly swam into the pond and checked the surroundings. It's much deeper than the places I've been to. It wasn't fully comfortable, but it was more than enough for some fish to live in. Large rocks and large trees sunk in the water seemed to be a good place to live for the fish. Yes, it's a good place to live for fish. Our fish. So they are here? There is a fish paradise. Various fish were swimming, and many fish I had never seen were swimming. That's a lot of fish. There is a bit too much fish swimming leisurely for this pond. I'm sure it is here. There must be bedlock somewhere in this pond. Probably because the amount of fish that could not be eaten was gathered, it was left unscented except when it need to eat. I don't know if it's because it's incense, but the fish didn't killing each other at all. There are some bigger fish around, but they are just quietly flowing without doing anything. What's going on is this. I'm pretty sure the bedlock is here, but what's going on with this? There are big fish and small fish, but the big fish are not preying the small fish. As expected of Risen, he quickly noticed what's wrong with this situation. This spectacle was unexpected. I can use them as experience points as they are, and I'll definitely crush that bedlock. Is it natural to get angry because my source of meals are stolen? However, because the bedlock's surrounded by so many fish, it becomes impossible to make Risen do his long-range attack. Originally, it was a strategy that was based on the first move, if the target revealing itself. The strategy must be reviewed and revised. It wouldn't be a problem if I reworked it from now on, but I can't take it too long because it's going to be night time soon. It's a good idea to wait until tomorrow, but no, that's fine. The bedlock won't do anything even if I don't hurry. Tonight, I'll keep an eye on them to find bedrock, and make a surprise attack tomorrow morning. If this is the case, we should be able to proceed according to the strategy we were thinking of beforehand. Risen, this is a little unexpected, so we'll wait until tomorrow morning. You can't see at night, right? Are you fine at night? You can see the surroundings even at night. Fine then, let's have this guy watch over them and help me find bedrock. This is the plan. During the night, I will start searching for bedrock. We will keep watch at different places, so we will meet here tomorrow when the sun rises. Until then, don't move on the spot even if you can't find it. If you find one, keep an eye on it. Got it? Then I will searching on the left side. All right. Then I'm on the right side. I'll left it to you. You can count on me. Risen rushed to his destination, thinking that it would be fun to have such a motivational subordinate. I also proceeded to the right. -3 hours later. Check. 1, 2, 3. Nod. This is Iron from the Rain King News Report. 3 hours have passed since the start of the lookout, but there is no movement at all. Until now, my eyes were tired because only rock and seaweed everywhere, but now that fish have appeared, my gloomy eyes came back to life. However, it is also disastrous for my eyes to keep watching for 3 hours. I'm tired of it. That's all from here reporting. Over. I know no one will reply at all, but if I didn't do anything, I'm sure that my sanity will go haywire. I thought it was a game of patience, but I wondered what the point of that if the target didn't move at all. I completely run out. I wish I had set the meeting time earlier. Actually, it's okay to come back now, but I don't want to do something unnatural that make the bedlock notice me. The fish surrounding it are barely moving. This will make the anyone move stand out more. I don't know how effective the incense sprayed by bedrock is, but it seems to have a binding effect just by looking this scene. By the way, I don't know a little about this incense. Bedlock has dominated the fish in this area for at least a month. That's a problem, but that's not what I'm worried about. Malnago and Acid Gill, which I have fought so far. Those two kinds move freely without affected by it incense. It seems those two had an ego and they tried to eat me. If I look at this situation, I can see that those two kinds' behavior are normal. Then why weren't they affected by this incense? Of course, that including me. If affected by the incense, it would make the victim waiting for its turn to prey like the fish flowing in front of me. Maybe it's because I and Risen have the rare species benefit, and the blessing of Earth. But I don't know about these two species who isn't affected. I think it's a node-related skill because it was called incense. Do I know how it smells like? In fact, I haven't smelled it since I came here. By the way, it didn't have any taste. Those Malnago and Acid Gill, maybe their sense of smell is dull. If so, I can understand the reason why I wasn't affected by the incense, but why are those two species fine too? I think I could have understood if I became that race if I can, but I have a personal grudge, so I didn't want to be Acid Gill. Sorry not sorry. Fishdom freedom. I don't really get up to anything. I know that complaining doesn't change anything, but it's too much time for me. Nothing is as painful as working in your spare time. You got experience points. This time it's Plankton who can't read the water. Your voice echoes well in a silent space that is too free, the usual voice of heaven. Dozens of minutes later, I continued to monitor even though my concentration is wavering. Then I noticed that one fish was moving. Small changes in a space that hardly changes are noticeable. I would like you to praise my concentration when I noticed it. A fish moves with blub SFX and advances to the bottom of the river. I hid in a rock from the decent range, so I chased it secretly. It's a secret that I feel like I'm playing a detective and have a little fun. When I sneaked into the bottom of the river from the shade of a rock, I saw a terrifying and creepy creature like anglerfish, which was a mixture of large black and white colors, waiting for a fish to swim with its big mouth open. The swimming fish was sucked into his mouth and disappeared with an unpleasant noise. A fish like anglerfish that safely put his meal in its belly was assimilated into the color at the riverbed and hid itself. That's it. Bedlock. I finally found it. Finally I was able to find the root of all evil. For the time being, I wait for the morning come. Let's regroup with Risen. The sky is finally getting brighter. After that, I returned to the original place and resumed monitoring. But there wasn't any noticeable movement, so I didn't has anything to do and just some spare time. It's not completely morning yet, but it doesn't seem to make any sense to stay here longer than this, so I'll join back with Risen, so I'll return to our rendezvous point. Now that I know the position of Bedlock, I think I can make a first strike from here, as I had planned at the beginning. Just to confirm it again as I swam back, I make sure to always watch my back just in case there are any fish following me. When I back to rendezvous point, Risen is already there. In the name of Neptune, you already here, Risen. In big bro. Good morning. Good morning. So how was it? Did you found something? Yes, I think I found a fish that perhaps it is Bedlock. I think the place where I and Risen were watching was some distance away. Did we happen to be in the same place? However, I didn't think there was a figure of Risen at that time. What kind of guy that mother fisher? You see. It was a fish like anglerfish with a color that looks like a mixture of black and white. As I observe it more, that fish didn't move at all and make me curious, so I tried to investigate it. Then there was Bedlock beneath the giant rock in its shadow. The fish that swam toward Bedrock's mouth and was eaten. Beneath the shadow of the giant rock. Yes, the Bedlock that Risen saw wasn't the same fish that I found. However, the place it hid themselves is different. The place I found was not the shadow of giant rock, but at the bottom of the river, and it didn't seem like it was hiding under the giant rock. That means there are two Bedlocks here. It's an unexpected situation. It may not be a big deal, but for our own safety, let's remember the strategy again. For the time being, I don't know what kind of attack method the opponent will use, so the strategy should be me and Risen attack it together to kill it. I might be able to defeat one of them by my current attack power, but I don't think it's a good idea to attack it by myself. We doesn't have the overwhelmingly decisive attack. Its defense power is shell-over thick, but that's it, if it just by itself. Lucky for me that I have a support. So I'm going to carry out the strategy I had decided by the time we came here. The difference is only the number of our target increased, so there will be no confusion to what to do. I will compare the information and explain the current situation and strategy once again. It seems that he was a little surprised that there were two Bedlocks, but he was sure that he couldn't move even if we had two, so when he told him that there was no major change in the executed plan, he suddenly became motivated. Is it weak after all? I mean his head. No, but he is used to be intelligence officer. I have a high expectations of him. Risen asked questions with a motivated voice. In big bro. Let's decide which one we should get rid of first. I feel that it is better to review the way Risen said that with a straight face. I speechless for a moment, but I tried not to worry about it and told the plan. Yeah, that's right. First of all, let's see the Bedlock that Risen found. The Bedlock I found was on the bottom of the river, and I should try to get information as much possible from the opponent in a place where it is easy to fight so that the bedlock on the bottom of the river can be easily defeated. Affirmative. After waiting for the sky to become a little brighter, I was guided to the place where the other bedlock was. I must not be noticed by the other person, so I hide in a place a little away and ask him to tell me the place. There are a few seaweeds around, and it is sunny. Many large rocks like mountains are everywhere, and many are exposed outside the river. The fact that there is a big rock means that this is upstream. There are not many small stones. Oh, that's the place, in Big Bro. The place indicated by Risen is a place where two large rocks overlap, and a small cave is created by the two rocks. The seaweed was a little obstructive and hard to see, but there was certainly bedlock in the cave. The color that seems to be a mixture of black and white makes whoever saw it felt uncomfortable. Bedlock occasionally opened its mouth to inhale water and spit it out of the gills. As I can see by looking at it, I feel relieved somewhere. Until now, there may have been no predator. If you ask me, that's not so wise words for sure. It seems that the one who ran out of their MP is the one who lost in this battle. But the place is a little tricky. A cave made of overlapping rocks. A hole? Gap is narrower than I imagined. Well, from the bedlock perspective, it's big and good enough place for me. Is it natural to nest in such a place? But I'm sorry, I don't want to fight it. It can't be helped because I didn't have long-range attack. Not just that. The gap is too narrow that I can only attack with a special attack from the front to enter. I don't want to make a frontal special attack against an unknown opponent. I was thinking only about how to fight, not considering the terrain. That's right. The way of fighting changes depending on the terrain. I'm in a trouble. Is that so? There seems to be no escape. But isn't that a good thing? No, I wouldn't be able to attack if I was taken to that place. At least a surprise attack is impossible. When I answered that, Risen started talking again after thinking a little. In Big Bro, maybe I can take care of it? What? I mean, if I crush the rock with my rock gun, he will be crushed and die? Are a genius? Is he a genius? That remind me, this guy can crush the rock. Oh, I can see the chance. No way. I didn't expected that Risen have this kind of wisdom. It seems that I underestimated him a bit. Let's change my mindset regarding his usual conduct. He have a long-range attack that is powerful enough to break the rocks. That kind of strength is more than enough. For the name of Bernacle, what am I thinking about, dear me? Okay, let's go, Risen. Aye. At the same time as we shout out, it jumps out of its hidden place. Bedlock seems to have noticed us immediately, but it doesn't seem to be very surprised. It seemed that it was observing what we are doing, staring menacingly at Risen. Rock gun. 5 scales of Risen are peeled off and drift around. The scales, which are made by dividing the diamond-shaped scale in half, are very sharp and the tips appear to be shining. I thought that it would be fired as it was. But Risen's skill is more than that. Partial body strengthening explosive. 7 scales glow pale orange. It seems that part strengthening can be given to any part of the body. However, it is a little dangerous to strengthen the part that Risen has. If you give the scales a partial body strengthening explosive, this will be a torpedo instead of a bullet. Instead, it has the advantages and disadvantages of become thoughtful but unable to move, so that it is okay to get caught up in an explosion. However, the opponent can't move. This time, he just raising the firepower of the rock gun for long-range attacks, so there is virtually no disadvantage here. I think the combination of partial body strengthening explosive and rock gun is quite good. The first shot is finally fired when the rock gun is strengthened explosive. After one shot, the second and third shots are fired one after another. The first shot hit a rock near the head of Bedlock. Bedlock seems to have misunderstood that his shooting accuracy is not good, and he seems to be laughing. But this time the goal is not at you, Mother Fisher, but the big rock above you. It doesn't matter where he hit it. The first one did not explode, but succeeded in making a big crack. The scary part of this attack is that you don't know if it will explode or not. You said that the probability of an explosion is medium, but what percentage is medium? I would like to experiment if there is room in MP. The second shot did not explode either. However, it hit the exact same place as if it had cut the crack that was put in the first shot. Perhaps Bedlock is also impatient with the stone. He is twisting his body on the spot. When the third shot launched, The explosion finally occurred. The scale of the explosion was not large because it was underwater, but it seemed that it was enough to break the cracked rocks, and the 2 rocks began to collapse with just these 3 shots. However, there are still 2 shots left. At the same time as it is fired, the rock completely loses its support and begins to crumble while making a loud rattling noise. There was Bedlock, who was unpleasantly rampaging, but soon disappeared from our sight since it is buried under the crumbles. The fact that it didn't move even though it was in danger situation. I guess it can't move from there. As expected of Bedlock, its name is rhyme with bedrock that just stay in place. I wanted to make sure it was dead, but I couldn't lift the debris. In the end, it shouldn't be able to eat with this. Even if it miraculously still alive, it's only a matter of time before it die, so it's okay to leave it alone. I might be able to live with plankton, but I'm hungry if it's just that. Probably it will take a week for it to stay alive with no food. Actually, I'm too tight. Risen seemed to be surprised at his power beyond what he imagined. But he said I'm sorry in a whisper, though I can still hear it. That's not bad, Risen. Thank you very much. He bit his tongue. Alright, 1 objective completed. I'd like to the other one is subjugated like this. But I've been a little worried about something. Hey Risen. After you use that skill, is your MP okay? There were 5 remaining. That was a close call. There are many ways to recover MP, so it should be easy to recover, but I think it's better to fight instead of just relying on Risen. I want to try my new skills. After a short rest, I decided to move on to the Bedlock location that I found. This time we went to the other place of Bedlock that I discovered and I guided Risen to that place. It was in a place where big rocks were scattered around and the surroundings were relatively open. It's a little darker since it's the bottom of the river. It seems both of us are nocturnal, so the dark place is irrelevant. Bedlock was also moving at night, so it is also nocturnal. Since all of us find with darkness, it seems that no one of us have any advantage. So I decided to subdue it as it is. Big Bro, are you okay? Leave it to me. I also want to try my new skills. I made Risen worried. Well, my defense is a lot weaker than Risen, but I have more offensive power than him. Actually, after I saw the rock gun, and their partial body strengthening, explosive, I lost my confidence after I witnessed their powers. It seems that Risen himself was surprised at his own power. But I also surprised. What a skill I'm going to use now. Even though his defense power is high, his firepower is high even its long-range attacks, he is really a walking fortress with ballista. Some times ago, I used to jokingly say he is a walking fortress, but it looks like that was not a mere jokes anymore. Well, it's relieved me because he is on my side. Well, I'm going. Wanna join me? I want to but I don't have any spare MP. After listening Risen's words I swim towards Bedlock. I sneak swim behind it so it wouldn't notice me. But it was easier than I expected. It rotated its body around and stared at me. There was an eyeball that floated in the mixed color of black and white. It's so small that you can't tell unless you look closely. Suddenly I remember the deep-sea fish type. Deep-sea fish don't rely much on their eyes, so there must have been a number of individuals with degenerated eyeballs. However, this guy lives in a shallow river. It will not be completely degenerated and blind. The best proof is that it is actually staring at me. Maybe this guy is vulnerable to light. If I can make it blind, it will be insanely easy to fight, but I don't know if the light is bright enough or not. No, I shall try it. Luminous. The scales reflect the sunlight and generate strong light. The aim is, of course, Bedlock. I was a little dazzled by the intense light, but I could see it in less than a second because of my resistance. I take a look at Bedlock, but it doesn't seem to move. It may be natural if he didn't move, but I didn't know if Luminous worked because it didn't show any reaction. Tried to swam around the Bedlock for a moment. Bedlock was watching me until a while ago, but when I moved, its eyes were still staring at where I was, and it wasn't moving. Apparently it's effective. It may be pretending to be calm and unpretentious, or it may be pretending that it is invisible, but in any case it's my chance. I charge at Bedrock with a tremendous speed. In the meantime, I activated one skill, Herculean Jaw. The fangs grow larger and the mouth tingles. Even with my mouth closed, the strength of this skill still activated. A few inches before the contact, I opened my mouth wide and clung to the clueless Bedlock. Bedlock finally noticed his situation and tried to move his body a lot and swing me away. I absolutely put all my strength into my jaw, then my mouth closed. Looking at Bedlock, I found that part of its body was gone. Apparently, I ate the meat of Bedlock with the power of my jaw. You have gained experience points. LV is now 10. The carp. It just went up like that with one bite. It was pretty hard, but it wasn't. To put it simply, it's like biting a bird's cartilage. It wasn't crunchy, it was crumble. Looking at Bedlock, it was already dead. I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I never thought you were that soft, right? For the time being, please give back the nickname Bedlock the Bedrock. It's not as hard as its name anymore. When I was stunned, Risen was approaching me. In big bro. Thank you for your hard work. As expected, you realize that your opponent is vulnerable to light. Ashot. Isn't this too convenient to interpret? It's just a fluke. I just thought it was better to try it than not to do it. Nah, no biggie. Hey, eat this one too. You need some great experience points, right? Is that okay? You've killed one when I doing nothing. Come on, just eat it. Thank you. Well then, without a further ado, time to eat. Risen approaches Bedlock and gnaw on it. Ryuu. A very unpleasant sound was heard. Da heck. With that in my mind, Risen let go of Bedlock. I looked at the place where I bite it, but it didn't even have a tooth pattern. In big bro. I'm sorry, I don't think I can eat this one. Seriously? Let's withdraw my previous statement. It's harder than stone. Apparently this guy can't bite off the flesh, not like my stiff jaw. What a troublesome fish. I was thinking of feeding him to help his evolution. It cannot be helped. I will eat it alone. I decided to eat the fish floating around it. Apparently, the ability of Bedrock's incenses still remain, and the fish are just swimming around, so they are bunch of easily prey on them. For me, the level reached max just by eating another bite of Bedrock. There are still so many fish, and if I eat 2 sips of Bedrock, the level will be max. I wonder if this can evolve me considerable number of times. Immediately I request the evolution path. Will you evolve, fish? Yeah. Choose your evolution path. Evolution path. Clay carp. Waterside snake. A. Waterside snake. That snake is a reptile. On land. A snake, right? Heavenly voice. Tell me about the waterside snake. Waterside snake, as how it sound. A snake that lives on the border of water and land. Although it is a snake that can swim in rivers and the sea, it is faster to move on land. Water balls are often floating around the waterside snake, so you can use it as a guide to search for waterside snakes. Waterside snake skins are a luxury item and are often processed into accessories, but they are protected because they are being reduced in number by poaching. Tartar sauce. Wherever I go, I will become a creature targeted by humans. No, not that. I can graduate from river life. I'm glad I almost lost consciousness, but I'm still worried about Risen. If he have such strong skills, he may be able to manage by himself from now on, but it's only been a day since he joined me. He was looking for a fellow Japanese, didn't do anything for a month and can keep his patients all alone. We've finally met, but we've only been together for a day, and I'm not going to say goodbye. Rather, I am the one who mentally weak. I really want to get to land soon. That's right. I want to see this world as soon as possible and want to be able to interact with people. Though it is my second life, I don't want to have the rest of my life living in the river. But I was so happy that I have companion, and I quite like him. Is there a guy who gives up on his friends in a day? I was worried about what to do for a moment, but it was almost a prompt decision. I will watch over the Risen a little more. However, I'll leave him in the future. Risen probably going to sad, but this is what he needs to survive. Besides, he can't just rely on me. But now, just a little more. I want to stay with him. So I specified the evolution path for Clay Carp. Perhaps the next evolution is the time to say farewell to Risen. Until then, I will keep an eye on Risen. If I eat the remaining bedrock, I'll be able to evolve quickly. But let's throw it away. I evolve into a clay carp. I had another severe pain all over my body, but it soon subsided. No matter where angle I look at myself, it's just a carp. The color is white and dull. The strength of the Rain Kings has been lost, but instead, I can feel that something powerful from the inside runs through the whole body. I don't know what this is, but let's check the status for now. Name, Aaron. Race, clay carp. LV, 125. HP, 35-35, MP, 45-50. Attack power, 60. Defense, 54. Magical power, 15. Agility, 30. Special skills, Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill, Luminous, Strengthening Weather, Herculean Jaw, Water Flow Manipulation, Create Clay, Soil Purification, Absorption, Resistance, Dazzle, Strong Acid, Explosive, Pollution. Whoa, I got Absorption, Recovery skill that can recover physical strength by consuming MP. I never thought I could get it here. Well, the new skills I got this time are Create Clay, Soil Purification, and Absorption. And are the newly acquired resistances Explosion and Pollution? It's a new skill, so I'm worried about all of them, but the one I'm most worried about is the resistance Pollution. It's a resistance that the body doesn't rot anyway, but let's check it for the time being. Pollution, the body does not rot. Also effective for illness. Yes, my guess was right. It's a wonderful resistance skill that you can't get sick just by having this, but if it categorized as resistance, it means there may be enemies whose attack can polluting your body system. This can be applied for both explosion and strong acid. In fact, under such an attack, I was able to obtain the resistance skill Strong Acid. I can tell you, it is not strange that there are enemies who not only have a blasting skills but also corruption skills and sickness skills. I will go ashore in the near future. The chances of having an enemy with terrifying skills on the land should be far greater than in the river. I probably can't survive longer if I don't strengthening my mind. I don't want to die again. Well, I'll try my best whatever happened in the future after I go ashore. Alright. Let's check my new acquired skills before I group with Reason. The skill Absorption and the resistance Explosion can be understood from its name, and since I have seen it once, I do not need to reconfirm it. Create Clay. You can create what you want using soil and clay. Soil Purification can purify polluted land. The purification range is determined by the amount of MP used. The heck with this Create Clay. It seems very convenient. Seems like it have a big cost to use this skill. It seems that I can make a pot with this. Maybe I can even build a house. But this, I don't think it can be used underwater. Because it's clay or soil, right? It's not hard like rock. Probably it's going to melt away. I know it because I tried using it, but I couldn't use it as expected. Things that look like soil are gathering, but they have crumbled and disappeared. This also applied for clay. Hey Clay Carp, what do you have this ability for? You're just a clay discoverer, aren't you? This is unlikely to be usable until I goes up to the land. So, soil purification. Is it necessary for such a beautiful river, or does Clay Carp have that ability to live in dirty places? Now that I think about it again, most carp are living in the muddy water. Well, let's use it for the time being. I tried using it, but there was no change. I don't even know if it was activated because there are no effects. MP did not decrease either. I don't know. It seems that it is not possible to synthesize each other with skills this time. Create Clay seems to be practical and I want to leave it as it is for the time being. Soil Purification. Well, the time will come when it can be used for something. Let's leave it at that. By the way, after confirming the skill, it is possible to synthesize it. But I wonder. I don't really want to synthesize them. It's possible to synthesize it, but on the contrary, I feel the result is not plausible. By the way, I've gained a lot of skills that are stronger than before they were synthesized, but can they be weakened after synthesized? Alright, let's ask if I am interested with this topic. Heavenly Voice, does skill synthesis make your skills weaker than before? What a carp. It seems my question is not possible to answer. Then, throw it all together and tell me about skill synthesis. I just want to see the important thing about synth skill. Dear God. Skill synthesis. You can create new skills by combining multiple skills. Combining skills and skills will result in stronger skills, and combining resistance and resistance will result in stronger resistance. However, be aware that if the skill you are synthesizing is incompatible, it can be much weaker than the original skill. In addition, when creating a new skill, resistance by combining skills and resistance, a strong skill will not be created unless it is compatible. In other words, it's a gambling. But now I know all of my synth skills are compatible. The skills I used when I made Fangtooth were large mouth and partial body strengthening, sharp. I think these two were a good match. Thanks to synth skill, that was become my main weapon. Strengthening weather is a combination of only partial body strengthening, hard, and the one that has the effect of correcting due to the weather. I think it's good match. As expected, if I combine luminous and large mouth, it will be a carp skill. Becca in the mouth seems to be interesting. But it is also interesting that the teeth shine when laughing. No, I don't have any intention to make a joke skill. Well, let's not synthesize this time. I'd like to combine resistance and skill, but the skill is a little. I don't think it's very good. I don't want to make strange skills. Alright, my skill arrangement ends here. Let's see Risen. Looking at Risen, it seemed that he was still doing something. Perhaps he organizing the newly acquired skills. The proof is, he is evolving now. This time it's my turn to wait. Risen's scales were shining like new armor. His body became a little bigger, and unlike the rockfish I mentioned earlier, it turned into a natural fish scales. Apparently, this race is called Shield Rock. What kind of race is it? Shield Rock. A fish whose scales are as hard as a shield. Its value is ridiculously expensive and is essential for high-end armor. The silver scales shine in the river, and it is believed that Shield Rock represents the magnitude of its existence by its light intensity. Originally it seems to be a race with silver scales. I don't hate the craftsman's trying to incorporate armor creation using fish scales. However, he became targeted species just like me. With that defensive power, most enemies' attack can be repelled. By the way, the evolved Risen status looks like this. Name, Risen. Race, Shield Rock. LV, 120. HP, 4545. MP, 530. Attack power, 15. Defense, 200. Magical power, 25. Agility, 16. Special skills, Voice of the Earth. Protection of the Earth. Skill, partial body strengthening, explosive, partial body strengthening, hard, absorption, rock gun, luminous, barrier, breach, resistance, loneliness, dazzle. The newly acquired skills are luminous, barrier, and breach. Dazzle was added to the resistance. I know what it is because I have luminous and dazzle, but I'm worried about barrier and breach. I decided to have him tell me about these skills. Barrier. Develop a barrier around you. The defense performance varies depending on the amount of MP you put into it. Breach. You can destroy the opponent's barrier. To destroy it, you must exceed the total MP of the opponent's barrier. If successful, the opponent can only create a barrier that exceeds the MP of the barrier created earlier. Putting the two skills together, they become a defense-specific and defense breaker. However, Breach seems to have a little downside to him. He who have low MP may not be able to use it now. However, once you master how to use it, you can break the opponent's defense skills and make a one-sided attack. It will be difficult to develop the barrier twice. If you want to defend yourself, you will put in a certain amount of MP at the first barrier. Well, the problem is your MP is enough to break it. He wanted to try the skill, but he gave up this time because he only had 5 MP. It seems that Shield Rock tends not to recover MP even if he eats their prey. Risen, didn't you want to combine partial body strengthening, explosive, and rock gun? Oh, about that. I'm putting it on hold once because I think I'll get better skills. It feels like, if I combine them, there is probability the explosion effect would be gone, right? Yeah. I think so too. You can acquire this much skill by evolution. You can get a strong skill by synthesize it. This time I also put the skill on hold. The ability of clay carp was just subtle, but, well, I wonder if the resistance to pollution is quite high. If there is someone who attacks have that attribute, I want to keep this in the resistance skill. In big bro. Let's hunt more and evolve steadily. You are right. Where are the other fish? When I checked the surroundings, I found that none of the fish floated around. Apparently, the ability of incense was cancelled by defeating Bedlock. Now I can't even see the shadow of the other fish. Risen disappointed when he noticed that. I don't know how it feels, but I was a little relieved. That mean I can take care of him longer. I will go to the ground when the level of clay carp reaches max. That time will come in the near future. Well, let's do it slowly. Shall we? Yes. HNGHHHH. Raise the level quickly and go ashore with you, big bro. Don't resent me if I go ashore first, okay? At that time, I will do my best to evolve and chase after you, so prepare. It's your promise, right? Of course. Yes. It seems that he decided his final evolution path was a turtle or something that didn't make him motivated, but now he is full of motivation. I just suggested a slightly cool ideal image. Well, I think that is fine. I want he to devote himself to getting closer to his ideal goal. Besides, he told me that he would chase after me even if I went first, and this seems to be okay. I'm glad to meet a good partner. After making a light promise, I decided to look for a fish that had escaped somewhere. First of all, I have to evolve Risen. His MP doesn't recover even if he eat a prey. He can't fight in a row in this case. While doing that, let's say I also earn experience points properly. After several hours, it was good to subdue Bedlock and release the fish, but there are still not much fish around here. However, it was not completely deserted, and we encountered it once every tens of minutes and was sure to finish it. They was being eaten by Bedrock up to that point. It is no wonder that the number of fish in this area decreases. I thought that there were almost no fish in the downstream, so I went upstream, but there were fewer than I expected. Bedlock, the one who prey our source of experience points, is already hunted. All the hunted fish are handed over to Risen. For the time being, I want him to evolve as soon as possible. By the way, the status of Risen is like this now. Name, Risen. Race, Shield Rock. LV, 1120. HP, 9595. MP, 4387. Attack power, 31. Defense, 250. Magical power, 38. Agility, 29. Special skills: Voice of the Earth, Protection of the Earth. Skill: Partial Body Strengthening, Explosive, Partial Body Strengthening, Hard, Absorption, Rock Gun, Luminous, Barrier, Breach, Resistance. Loneliness, Dazzle. He is really tanky. Even in the early level alone, he had 200 defenses. It is natural that the defense power increases as the level goes up, but it is still a non-standard defense power. I only have 54 point of defense power. You can see how much this guy is ghostly. Maybe I can't win even if I try to fight Risen. I can't really win if I don't have Herculean Jaw, and this one has a long-range attack. This boy is scary. Even if we defeated Bedlock, there aren't many fish in the river here. It looks like it will take time to raise your level. But is that okay? I just level up earlier. It's fine. Isn't your race that eats and doesn't recover MP? Well, you are right. You see, listen to what your seniors say for the time being. This has also helped me and Risen to stay together as long as possible. Pre-Ryuu spotted. In big bro. Yeah. Let's go. We hunted all the fish we saw that day, but we couldn't make him evolve that day. Well, let's do it. Slowly and patiently, a week has passed since then. Rise has steadily increased his level and has evolved twice. He become Shield Basher from Shield Rock. He evolved again from Shield Basher to Shield Deflector. Well, he become more hard and harder. Compared to him, my defense is like a paper. It seems that he has evolved and acquired skills as it is, and now it is in the process of reconfirming and synthesizing status and skills. Well, how to say it? I have a slight problem. This clay carp species, the amount of experience gained is extremely small. Rather, the amount of experience points to raise one level is enormous. In the past week, I was finally able to raise the level to 24. It was quite difficult. I really meant it. By the way, my current status is like this. Name, Aaron. Race, clay carp. LV, 2425. HP, 102. MP, 168. Attack power, 95. Defense, 102. Magical power, 54. Agility, 49. Special skills: Voice of Heaven, Rare Species Benefits. Skill: Luminous, Strengthening Weather, Herculean Jaw, Water Flow Manipulation, Create Clay, Soil Purification, Absorption, Large Mouth. Resistance: Dazzle, Strong Acid, Explosive, Pollution. MP and magic power were on the high side, and the usage time of water flow manipulation was significantly increased. Recently, I've been using that skill to catch up Ray. This is quite convenient, but quite difficult to handle it. Therefore, it is a good practice for me. I've found that if the magic power increased, it seems that MP consumption will be reduced a little. Well, it's a good thing. However, my level has already reached 24. I think my LV going to max ed today if we keep this up. Risen was doing various things with me such as acting together, doing stupid things, hunting together, researching skills, and so on. It was fun as usual, and I think it's okay to keep it as it is. But that wouldn't last long. It is unlikely that we will be able to live in this world unless we have the power to live alone. There is a case that I also rely on him a little too much. After all, he has a long-range attack. I was often helped by him. This is for our own goods. I can't break my determination here. In Big Bro, my skill arrangement is over. How is it? It's pretty good. Risen said so and told me his status. Name, Risen. Race, Shield Deflector. LV, 125. HP, 7676. MP, 7373. Attack power, 36. Defense, 294. Magical power, 31. Agility, 28. Special skills, Voice of the Earth, Protection of the Earth. Skill, Partial Body Strengthening Explosive, Absorption, Rock Cannon, Luminous, Barrier, Breach, Scale Shield, Parry, Auto Barrier, Resistance, Loneliness, Dazzle, Earthquake, Impact. New skill, Rock Cannon. Skill to shoot your own scales and make a powerful attack. Can be fired continuously. The scales regenerate immediately. Parry. Skill to parry the attack. Unusable when the user is distracted. Scale Shield. Reproduce the scales on a part of the body. Auto Barrier. A barrier that develops only once when a life-threatening situation is detected. The cooldown of this skill is 1 week. New resistance. Earthquake. The shaking of the ground does not cause you to lose your balance. Impact. Knockback is nullified due to a large impact. What the scale? His spec is higher than me. He got some good skills that he acquired. And that fish in Rock Cannon. Is he synthesized a rock gun with something? I really envy him. Parry is. Is this necessary for fish? A scale shield. It's all scales around your body, right? So, the most game-changing is the auto barrier. What is this cheat skill? Isn't it the kind of skill that nullifies instant kill only once? I envy him. The resistance skills are just as the name suggests. But isn't that very useful in combat? I don't think it makes sense because he is a fish with chubby body. But he is gonna be a viral existent when he goes ashore. Good luck. Aren't you really amazing? Is that so? Thank you. But there are a lot of skills that I can't use with a fish body. That's right. But the time will come when it can be used for something. You'll probably need these skills for the future, especially the skill that sounds very rare and useful. You are right. After all, turtles are strong. How monstrous is that turtle gonna be in his final evolution path? I guess that his defense power is 1000 or so. I think that if I become a snake, I'll know how much I will grow. But I still don't know. Screw it. You got experience points. LV has reached max. A report from the voice of heaven made me stop thinking for a moment. Plankton-san, are you dense? Haven't you thought of a goodbye from my life yet? You're an $1 or your brain isn't %, $1%. Is it there? You mother fisher. Dear Neptunus, who give a life to these brainless creature, through them all. What happened? No, wait a second. No, number. I'm completely lose myself there for a moment. What a disappointment creature I am just because I'm upset. I am a little too impatient. Fluck it. I should have thought about this a little while ago. Whoa, this kid stare at me suspiciously. No more. Well, I have to say it anyway. It's a little bit too early, but let me explain it properly. If I explain it properly, he will understand it. Take a deep breath once and start talking after seeing Risen. Risen. Actually, I can already evolve to go ashore. He is speechless. No, it's Risen. He should understand it properly. It must be it. Well, I'm going to land first. I'm saying goodbye to you here. I'm sorry to keep silent, but I think it's good for our own goods to break up here. It was a short time. I had a lot of fun. I will go ashore first. But you should chase after me. Aren't you promised me that? Risen was listening to my words silently. He seemed to be thinking about something, but I don't know what it is. However, the next word that Risen said was surprising. Is that so? Is that so? I was surprised to hear that words, because he said it was as if he had seen everything. Risen accepted what I said without being upset. Risen? I already knew that in Big Bro can already go ashore. How did Risen know that? I've kept it hidden for a long time and didn't even say it, right? He shouldn't be able to see my next evolution, let alone view my status. How did you know that? When did you realize that? Since we defeated Bedlock. Since that time, he didn't act like he was, and he didn't even say anything. When we subdued Bedlock, I wonder if I did something. There must have been somewhere big evidence that make Risen know. But, I have no idea. What did I miss? Big bro. You didn't eat that Bedlock, right? That's it. I ate only 2 bites and left them alone. At that time, I knew I could be a waterside snake and tried not to rise my level. Probably because if I had eaten all that Bedlock, I would have had enough experience points for evolution. Did he happen to see it by chance? But, did he foresaw that I could evolve to a shore on land? He's amazing. Big bro was careful about me and didn't eat that bedrock, right? To make time for me to stay as long as possible. I was happy with that alone. It was only a guess because I only saw it. But Big Bro gave me a prey every time. That make me convicted. That and Big Bro gave me his experience points so that he could stay with me for a long time. That's why and Big Bro can go to the land in the next evolution. I knew that. It's a complete essay answer. Certainly, for the past week, I've been handing over prey, saying you need to evolve more, so you should eat more. However, I thought that it would make me suspicious, so I tried to eat them once every few times. I was silently listening to Risen's words. I really thought I should say this sooner. However, I couldn't meet anyone for a month, and I kept waiting for a fellow reincarnated Japanese who probably know if I was there. And finally I was able to meet you, Big Bro. I know that it is sad to break up, so I couldn't say it, Risen. But it's okay. The kindness of Big Bro who has been trained me for the past week has been fully received by me. And Big Bro also worried about how I would react. That's why it was hard to say. But don't worry, I'm gonna be okay. Even if Big Bro goes to the land, I will definitely catch up and show you. His voice sounded like the usual, but his voice was quivering faintly bit by a bit. I can see that he is forcing himself. However, it is a taboo to point out that, let's do something that suits me too. Inhale. Okay, Risen. I go to land first. And you must be stronger. Absolutely. Be prepared to be stronger and don't forget to make some strong skills. Exclamation mark. Of course. I also gain skills that are as strong as Big Bro. Please wait for me there. Sure. It's frustrating that I can't shake hands because I'm not a human. However, my determination was settled. Will you evolve? Yeah. Choose your re-evolution path. Waterside snake. It's kinda ironic that there is only one evolution path. Is it because I shouldn't stay it in the water anymore? Well, that's fine though. I choose the evolution path to waterside snake. My body gets hot. Burning pain hits my whole body. The skeleton is deformed and the internal organs are agitated. The body became slimmer and long, and transformed into a white and slender body. The shape of fish is no longer left. I transformed into a snake. I can't breathe in the water. I immediately leave from the river and move my body to the land. When I looked in the water, I saw a fish that's shining with black color. It looks so small. Now I'm several times bigger than Risen. After watching for a while, the black fish went away and disappeared. See you later, buddy. I'm going first. I muttered a word, but the fish called Risen did not respond.